If I catch training day in the first 10 minutes, I cancel all my appointments.
But those are two
Okay, so it
different
does it does not rise to that level.
It is not, and I don't know why he did that. It is not in the same level of training day. Don't do that.
That's what I just said.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
so it sounds like y'all are saying Training Day is the movie I should watch.
Oh, you haven't seen
You
Training
haven't
Day?
seen training? Yes.
Yeah, that's
No.
okay. All right, my
Better than
highest
my
possible
cousin.
possible.
Okay, so it wasn't your highest possible.
My highest possible recommendation is now Training Day.
Okay, so
yes,
is there anything above Training Day?
No. Welcome back to Macrodosing. It's Thursday. It's January 9th. Today's show is being brought to you by Game Time. We love getting out to live events, if it's a concert, football game, or comedy show, and we always use Game Time. They're the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it easier than ever to get to a game. Big T, could you do me a favor real quick? Could you pull up the Chargers at Texans game?
Oh, I had the Cotton Bowl pulled up, but I'll get you the Texans.
I'm thinking NRG Stadium, Houston Texans.
Oh, even better deal than
being
the Cotton
let
Bowl.
out of the tunnel by Arian Foster.
What do you think you can get in for?
I would say, just for the price of seeing Arian, you name your price.
I can get you in there into NRG Stadium, the stock which we need to check, by the way, $70.
$70. Pretty good deal.
That's stealing.
Pretty good deal. Playoff game. Get out there on
You
Saturday.
should do that before they change their mind.
I would agree with that. With Game Time Picks, it filters out the fluff, so you get only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. You just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Go buy those Houston Texans tickets now with Game Time Picks. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MACRO. Get $20 off your first purchase. That would knock it down. What would the price be after that, Big T?
I'm not a math major, but I think 50.
$50. What a steal. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. All right, we're back on macrodosing. We're paradox dosing today.
Paradosing.
Paradosing. I'm a big fan of paradoxes, gotta say.
You ever been parasailing?
Will never. It's too high up.
I always, my grandparents lived in Daytona when I was a kid, and I always wanted to go parasailing. Never did it.
No, it's too high up there.
Short man, scared of heights. Go figure.
Yeah.
I did see a video recently of one of them snapping.
Yeah, exactly. See? And usually if you go, like when they have these parasailing companies and water activity companies, you're usually on a vacation somewhere, typically run by like a fly-by-night company.
Yeah.
Not the best safety standards. You will never catch me on a parasail. I got a pair of nuts, not
Nice.
a parasail. You like that?
Nice.
That would be a great T-shirt to sell in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
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 I've been parasailing. That shit fun as fuck.
I don't trust it. How high do you get?
I don't. Who knows how to like calculate that on the fly?
All right, let's guess. I'm going to look it up, but let's guess. I'm going to guess you get...
I think you already looked it up though.
I have not...
He has not. He's on the Game Time.
Okay.
I think you get
I'm gonna go with
80 feet in the air.
Damn, I was gonna say 85.
I think you guys are both wrong. I think we're talking 300 to 400 feet.
Okay, you have no idea how high that is.
I know exactly how
You
high it
have
is.
no clue how high 400 feet is.
I do.
I don't.
No, you
I
don't.
But that was so funny about the reaction. I'm curious. I don't know what we got.
Oh, no.
Say it.
Well, hang on. That's not how high you get. The FAA limits parasailing to a maximum altitude of 400 feet above the ground. But that doesn't mean you are 400 feet.
Oh.
Hang on.
But you know who's really good at estimating stuff is Big T.
I am. It's more than 80. It seems that it's more than 80.
Yeah.
He guessed 82.
We need a whole bunch of your clips of guessing shit just to check the accuracy. I don't know what the count is at this point, but I would love to see a little
Arian guessed
clip.
82, but he didn't mouth off when I said 400.
It seems
didn't
like
know.
it's several hundred feet. You were closer.
Yeah, that's why I'm not getting up there.
That's pretty high,
That's
though.
You think I don't know FAA regulations, Big T? Out of all people,
I bet we could
Same
stump
guy.
you on some FAA regulations.
All right. Let's try it. Bring it on.
All right.
Yeah.
How big are the wheels on the F-18?
How big are the wheels? That's not really FAA, but I'm gonna guess.
Man. Okay, well.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, how big are the wheels on a 757?
757. Are we talking diameter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to do the radius, if you guess if you want to.
Yeah. No, I'll guess diameter. I'm gonna say 5 feet.
Big T.
I was looking at an FAA regulations quiz. What am I guessing?
Diameter of the wheels on a 757.
757. I'm gonna say they are approximately 8 feet wide.
What the fuck? Okay. First Google search. The main gear wheels on a Boeing 757 have a diameter of 19 inches.
No. That's the diameter of the rim.
Thickness. Okay. How would you?
We're talking like tire, right? From one end of the tire. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got the answer right here.
Is it 40 inches?
Yeah, 40 inches. So I was wrong.
That's more like it though.
But I was
like 19 inches is kind of small for that big ass plane, though.
I was wrong, but I wasn't that wrong. By the way, there's been 2 more people that were found dead in the landing gear compartment of an airliner. Who's doing
of the
this?
What? Wait, of the what?
People try to stow away on a flight by climbing into the part of the aircraft where the landing gear folds up into. So when you see a plane on the runway, the wheels are down, and above the wheels there's a little area that the wheels fold up to once the plane takes off. And people try to stow away in there to get a free flight. And somebody died over Christmas break on a flight from Chicago to Hawaii. And then 2 more people died on the flight to, I think it was down to Florida.
I wish nobody ever
flight
died.
To Hawaii is the one to do it, though. I'm just saying.
No, that's how long? A 10-hour flight?
It's a very long flight, yeah.
Probably
it depends
more.
on where. If it's from LA, it's only 5.
Right, so it's probably 10 from here. And then you're sitting in the landing gear. No one deserves, well, actually we all deserve to die, but
no one deserves to get crushed to death by landing gear.
But you kind of,
we all
if you
deserve
do that,
to die. What?
Well, for the wages of sin is death.
Oh, fuck me, this guy.
I mean that you kind of, you don't deserve it, but
you had it coming.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about the same probability as climbing into a tiger cage.
That's a wild thing to say. We all deserve to die.
I didn't say it. Well, I did.
Implications aside, you really think we all deserve to die?
Well, do I think that? Yes.
Now I'm asking you.
You may not think it. Well, I think it from something, from a place of morality. But yeah.
Everybody dies. There's probably a reason why.
Maybe one of the worst places of morality.
Why? The Bible?
Yes.
What about from nature, Arian? So there's a reason why everything dies. That's a fact. Maybe everything that dies one day comes back.
Yeah, I think it's shitty, though. I think it's a bad cycle.
You would want to live forever?
I'm saying it's a shitty cycle. I'm not going to pretend to play Supreme Being, but we live a short-ass life. There's a death, disease, hunger, poverty. Yeah, it's shitty. It's shitty. Deserve to die? That's crazy.
To Big T's original point, though, if you climb into the wheel well of a
that one coming. Oh yeah,
and you probably don't live longer than, I don't know, 20 seconds.
I mean, parasailing, you can make that argument too. You gotta have that one coming. That's high as fuck.
But I think it's different because there's a lot of examples of people going parasailing and having a great time. Getting a cool picture that's put in a cardboard frame that you put on your fireplace.
There's a degree of deservedness.
Yeah. If you climb into the wheel well of a jumbo jet, you're either going to get crushed by the landing gear coming up, or you're going to suffocate / freeze to death.
Damn.
I don't see a lot of upside to it. I'll be honest with you guys.
If you get to Hawaii for free, there is.
That's true. Yeah, if that is a good point. If you survive, what a rush that would be.
I would rather pay the $1,200 or whatever it costs to go to Hawaii than spend 10 hours in the landing gear well of a plane.
That's a good take. You probably wouldn't spend 10 hours in there because the landing gear.
That's $100 an hour. That's the easiest money of all time to not be in the landing gear.
Yeah. Would you rather go to Hawaii and have $1,000 less in your pocket, or have every bone in your body crushed
Right.
at an altitude of 3,000 feet?
Like, is it possible to survive? I don't think.
Let's see. You bring oxygen tank. You bring some water, some food. I think so.
You would need a blanket or
okay.
like
More than a blanket.
You'd need the most Arctic jacket known to man. You'd have to look like Dennis Quaid in Day After Tomorrow.
How cold it get?
I think it gets like -40.
Cold.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, and like no air.
I've recently changed my degrees on my weather app to Celsius, just because the Fahrenheit doesn't make any sense.
That sounds like something he would do.
That is utter
Fahrenheit makes perfect sense.
Utter woke nonsense.
Why does water freeze at 32 degrees rather than 0?
Okay.
It should freeze at 0.
We're talking about what temperature it is, right? 0 degrees Fahrenheit. You know that is nobody should go outside if it's less than 0. 0 is the minimum.
That's an arbitrary. You're making shit up.
100. You know it is. That's about the hottest you should go outside. It's a perfect 0 to 100 scale.
It's really fucking cold.
You're describing
really fucking hot.
your familiarity with the numbers that you're associating.
No, I mean it makes perfect sense. If it's 70, that means it's 70. That means it's very pleasant. It's 70% of the way to the max.
How much sense does it make that water freezes at 32 degrees? How much sense does that make?
I don't really care.
It's 32.4, but why?
It's some American shit. We're like one of the only countries in the world that don't use this, though.
Who cares?
I do.
What water freezes at? When we're talking about the weather, it makes more sense to talk about it in a frame of what it's relative to us, not water.
Yeah. Celsius is all about water because it's 0 degrees it freezes, 100 it boils. The whole scale has been built around big water. You know how many people die because of water each year?
You are 70% water. Ugly
yeah,
bags.
Not the good parts.
Shout out to my Trekkies out there.
Not the good parts. Nobody's ever told me, hey, your water looks great today. The only time you ever hear about water in a body is, oh, your water broke. That's when it fucks up.
That's when life happens. What do you mean?
Later. Well, it's like it broke. Your water broke. No one ever says, your water's doing great.
Healed.
Sweet water today, PFT.
Nah, bro. 0 degrees freezing, 100 degrees boiling makes perfect sense. It makes so much sense. Nice, even, killed numbers. 32 makes 0 sense. What is it, 212 on Fahrenheit?
But you're talking about who gives a shit what water free. Also, you know the number, so why does it matter?
Yeah, okay, Aaron, how about this? If I tell you, hey, it's 30 degrees outside, Celsius, what is that?
I don't know. I said I just changed it. I'm trying to familiarize myself with this system.
You're gonna
because it makes no sense.
Too.
When you say 30, I know what it means in my head, but that's because I grew up with it. We could have done that shit in colors too, and you guys would have had it's purple outside today. Oh, that feels kind of lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
That makes equally as much sense as Celsius.
Well, no, the weather, you see that in the weather sometimes. Like purple's hot.
I thought purple was snow.
Purple was cold. That the purple's cold.
Purple can be hot too.
I thought white was like freezing, and then like it goes.
No,
the only time I see purple is on snow radar.
White can be the hottest. Sometimes Death Valley's white.
I don't know. Yeah, you may be right. I don't know.
That might be. Yeah, I think they change the colors based on the overall temperature outside. Like if they're showing you a weather map warning you about cold, then it's like green, not that cold, blue, pretty cold, purple, really cold, white. What the fuck are you doing? You're dead.
Could be, yeah. I don't know.
And red comes into play, obviously. Red and orange and yellow in the heat.
Also in Celsius, the difference in 30 and 31 is like 6 degrees.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
You can feel the difference between 6 degrees?
If you told me it's either 66 or 72, yeah, that's pretty different.
Get the fuck... All right. Hey, you know... You can't argue with feelings. I've learned that over the years of my life.
If you are a meteorologist, or I should say like a weather man or weather woman on TV, what percentage of those people do you think change their names? Because weathermen have the craziest names of all, like from local news. What is it about that
I
profession?
bet it's very few that have changed them.
Oh, I don't know. I think you change your name a lot.
I think you start to go into meteorology predestined based on some of those names.
So a chicken or the egg situation.
Yeah.
What are some of these names? I'm unfamiliar with the correlation between meteorologists and wild names.
So like growing up, what was your local weather person's name?
I could not tell you.
Mine was
we
Top or
had a
Shut.
local sports dude named Van Tate. Shout out to Van Tate. That's my guy.
See, that sounds like a sports guy.
He was, and he is. He's still doing it.
I had Top or Shut growing up. He was my weather guy.
Nice. I don't remember weather. I just remember Monica Kaufman on Channel 2 Action News, WSB,
Let's see.
who later got married and changed to Monica something, and it was a big deal.
There was a New York reporter named Storm Field.
Yeah, I
was
think
her
you
name.
got it.
And you know what her actual full name was? She went by her first name, middle initial, last name. Her name was Storm E. Field.
That
Stormy.
rocks.
Stormy, yeah.
Okay, I do remember this dude. I just Googled Albuquerque's weatherman in the 90s, and his name was Steve Stucker. I do remember his name.
Also another New York reporter, New York weatherwoman named Amy Freeze.
That's funny.
Oh, I do remember Chief Meteorologist Glenn Burns. I remember this guy. Burns?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
There was somebody named Ray Ban
Nice.
on the Weather Channel. It might be, I think they're given that name and then they get into the weather.
Glenn Burns retired 2 years ago after 40 years. Shout out.
Shout out. Is there still like a magic of the hometown reporter, hometown newscast? Do we still have that? Like
No.
in Ohio, you guys felt like it was part of the community?
Yeah.
The local news?
I saw one. I was home like a month ago, and I went to some fundraiser event, and one of the like news reporters was there, and I got a little bit starstruck.
I think those jobs pay a lot less now than they used to, so they're only used as stepping stones. Like people out of college go work at a local station for a couple years, and nobody stays there for 40 years anymore.
Yeah, if you're running the local news in Billings, Montana, and you get somebody that's from Georgia Tech, and they're like, yeah, I really want to be on the news, you can pencil them in for like 8 months.
Right.
Right? You think that when they take that interview, they're like, I can really see myself setting up roots here.
Then you go from Billings to like Dayton.
Yeah, you do the
work
market
in-
jumps.
You work in Dayton for a year, and then you get to like a
Richmond,
Charlotte.
Virginia.
Ooh, Charlotte would be a
Yeah.
good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Charlotte. And then I actually feel like an upgrade from Charlotte would be Oklahoma City.
Why is that?
Because then you're the tornado person.
Okay, so you're
then
talking
you-
about strictly weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in Oklahoma City, that's kind of like AAA.
Yeah,
Where-
they have a AAA team there.
Yeah, you mean a lot to that community. You have lives in your hands. And then from there, then you try to step up to, your San Franciscos, your San Diegos. Your
San Francisco wouldn't be my first choice, but sure.
Yeah, but you
Sentiment is.
try to
San
Dallas.
Francisco is number 10 on the markets.
Yeah, you're
Wait,
Medium
let me
market.
see how many of the top 10 media markets I can
Okay,
name in order.
okay.
Number 1, New York City.
Yes.
Number 2, Los Angeles.
Yes.
Is Chicago number 3?
Yes.
Number 4,
This is where you might get tripped up.
is it Houston, Texas?
It is not. It is a different Texas area, though.
Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Houston's got to be up there.
It is, but I'm not telling you where.
5th, I'm going to guess it's not 5th because I feel like you would have said if it was 5th. 5th, I'm going to guess San Francisco,
Nope.
Miami.
Nope.
Where is it in the country?
I think I know.
East Coast.
Boston?
Nope.
No, Boston's small. East Coast? What do you think it is?
I think it's Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Oh. Atlanta?
Nope.
Oh, how was it?
Philly?
Yep.
Ah.
6, let's go back to Houston.
Yes.
7, let's go back to San Francisco.
Let's not.
Let's go to Atlanta.
Yes, let's do that.
8, San Francisco.
Let's not do that either.
DC.
Yes.
9, San Francisco.
Let's not do that.
Miami. Okay, I'm out. Who's 9?
Phoenix.
No.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Thank you.
No, it is not. It is wrong.
Okay. Well, it was a good guess.
It was the wrong
That was a
guess.
good guess.
Cleveland. Why don't you just tell us what it is?
9 is Boston.
Oh, yeah. Circling back.
I'm surprised they're in the top 10.
10, San Francisco.
Yeah. So you work your way up to get to the big leagues.
Yeah.
And then after you're through with the big leagues, then you move to Atlanta and you work for CNN.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the trajectory, or the Weather Channel. That's how they see themselves stepping
Yeah.
up.
Is Weather Channel owned by Turner? Are they in that building?
I think they're in Atlanta, yeah.
I know it's in Atlanta.
Weather Channel. Allen Media Group.
Do you think that the station managers in Billings, Montana, that they also try to move up?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
So like they're just
everyone is.
always like nobody's ever there.
That's how like local news goes. That's like every journalism major that like I graduated with, like they were all going to work at like market number 179 or like market number 4 or 182. Like you start low. No one is there unless you're like homegrown from, Harrisonburg or wherever the hell you're from. And
Excuse me?
is that where you're from?
No, that's where
That's
JMU is.
JMU.
Oh, sorry. It's
I
number
felt
You just said that randomly?
felt
it's the
targeted.
first thing I looked at. I swear to God, it's market 173.
Okay.
But like, I think unless you're from there, have a passion about, journalism in that small market, you stay there. But otherwise, the whole entire thing with like local news journalism is you're just jumping markets until you get to like a top 25 market share.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't think those jobs are paying now what they used to.
I think
Hell no.
back in the day, local news in a big market, it was a big deal.
Like
you,
in the
you
night-
represented the city.
Like Glenn Burns, who worked at WSB for 40 years.
Yeah.
That was a good profession to have. Now, I'm sure chief meteorologists in Atlanta are making fine money, but
Yeah.
it's not. Especially if you're an anchor, like you don't want to do that for a long time.
It doesn't have the prestige that it once did. I always like going home though, because there's still some people that are in the same job as when I was like 9 years old. And it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's good nostalgia.
Shout out Doreen Ginsler. Big fan of hers. All right, let's hit the news.
Real
Wild
quick,
stuff in the
so I'm on this if I look a little slimmer, my face look a little slimmer, I look a little healthy because I am. Because I am.
Care to
But
expand?
I mean the New Year's resolution, you know what I'm saying? I'm sticking to it. I'm eating clean, having no processed sugar, just all clean eating, just really good clean eating, exercising once a day, sometimes twice a day, feeling good. And so, but I needed a little pick me up today, or the end of the other day, right? So I wanted to drink coffee, but I couldn't put creamer in it because that shit has all that processed sugar in it. So I just been drinking black coffee, and it's not that bad. I don't hate it.
You're speed
it's
running
not-
coffee.
It's been
It's-
a quick.
It usually takes people
Transformation.
like 10 years to get to the point that you've been at after like 3 months.
This was out of necessity. I didn't want to break my, you know what I'm saying? I like my progress for my New Year's resolution. So so I was like, I need to pick me up though. So I did it. And the first time I did it, second time, third, I'm like, I mean, it's not horrible. Now I'm looking for like, what's the best tasting black coffee? You know what I'm saying? Because the creamer adds so much flavor, obviously. And so
Yeah.
I like it. I'm just saying I do.
You're becoming a coffee nerd.
No,
You're
no,
like
I
one
use
step
it on occasion.
You're one step away from putting caffeine addict in all your social media bios.
Nah. Because I honestly, the only time I drink coffee is here. Or if I got an early tea time and I, you know what I'm saying, I got to get myself up. I only do it because it's so good. I'm like a responsible drug addict. It's so good, and I know it's so good. So I want to just use it when I need it. I don't want to. It's how people should use antibiotics. I only want to use it when I need it, but it's there for me when I need it.
And you're always going to finish it when you have it.
I will always finish my coffee.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You are speed running this. It's been fun to watch. Have you
Yeah,
thought
those
about
changes,
doing
dude.
the bulletproof coffee where you put fat in the coffee, put some butter in there, some like coconut oil?
What?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's like Will Levis puts mayo.
He doesn't actually do that.
I've watched him do it.
Yeah, he did it as a troll.
He's done it enough times that I think he does it.
He does it now as a troll, yeah.
But
Come on,
he did
Big
it before he. No, I think you're wrong.
He did it in college, yeah.
Okay,
For
so
TikTok as a troll.
no, I think you're wrong.
It's
I don't think he does it every day, but I think it's a thing he's done. You don't
Yeah.
just.
I don't think he takes his coffee with mayo.
Not every day. No.
If he's by himself waking up in his own house, no chance he goes, makes a cup of coffee, puts mayo in it, unless he's posting
You
it
think
somewhere.
he's done it fewer than 9.5 times?
That's a really good over-under.
I bet he's done it 62 times.
No.
But you think, huh?
You want me to ask him?
Sure.
Okay.
You got his number?
He's not doing anything right now. I'll let you know what he says.
That was a shot.
It was. It was a shot. I didn't mean it.
Oh, you're not going to do it now?
He had a tough season. Now I feel bad about it. He had a tough
You're
season.
the one that said it.
But now if I reach out to him, it's like I'm reaching out because I'm making fun because I just made a joke about his season.
He has done it enough times that it's something you can say it's something he does.
That's exactly what he wants you to think, which is how he rolled this into having a mayonnaise sponsorship.
I think he's done it. If you think he's done it single-digit times, it's more than that.
Okay.
Mayonnaise and coffee, that ain't it.
But no, some people put butter in there because they said the fat gets your day off to a good start, kickstarts the metabolism.
I don't know. Yeah, nothing to do with me. Real quick before you get into the other news, I'm hoping Matt can shed some light on this. I saw a video this morning, and I grew up watching Rudy, right? The Notre Dame low engine that could. And apparently his real persona was not the one depicted in the movie. Apparently his family was very supportive of him. And apparently he was kind of a dick and nobody really liked him. And when they carried him off of the field, it was like in jest. It was a sarcasm because they were just like, he was just like an annoying ass dude. And then the little jersey thing, coach, I'm not playing until Rudy play, right? Apparently that never happened. Now, this was just video. I did no further research because I'm not that interested. But knowing that we have a Notre Dame fanatic on the pod, I would love to see any kind of clarity on the origins of Rudy and his character.
I have definitely heard that before. So I think there might be truth to it. Like that is the real story. But I also have done no research, so I don't know fully. But I've definitely heard that theory before. So I wouldn't doubt that that is somewhat true.
This is a pretty serious accusation, though. You're saying
I
I want you to
saw a
realize
video.
you're saying that the Catholic Church took somebody, embellished the story about their family, and then at the end had them become a giant, perfect golden hero when that might not have been the full story of what happened. I want you to think about this.
Front of the family, apparently.
I don't see it happening. No, I have heard that story. Yeah.
My understanding was always that movie was almost purely fictitious.
Yeah.
I think Joe Montana said it's all bullshit,
Yeah.
too.
He has.
He was on that team allegedly as well.
Yeah. And I think he gets sick of being asked about Rudy, like he was a part of the team.
And then
It's a good story. The movie's good.
and then the black janitor, you know, you always need your old wise black janitor in the old movies. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Bagger Vance.
Drop some wisdom.
Yeah.
Apparently that nigga never existed. So
Yeah.
And if he
He
did,
never-
he was getting paid like 50 cents an hour to clean up piss and shit and blood. And then he sees Rudy and he just silently, thank you, Rudy. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You've earned my respect.
It's a great gif.
oh, one of my
It is.
favorite all time.
Oh yeah, that's definitely in your meme folder.
Yeah.
Arian.
Oh, that's my guy.
You're my hero, Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy's like 20 years old. This is like a 70-year-old man.
I just imagine like that being like a real thing. Like he's like, yo, come in. He's looking at him like, you kind of suck. I don't want to go to the game. Like you fucking suck. I'm not gonna watch you play, dog.
Yeah. When Jimmy Clausen was a quarterback there, was that same janitor? Was he like, I'm not going to this shit?
Jimmy Clausen was good in college.
He was pretty good in college, but he
I
was
loved
also
him.
kind of annoying in college.
He's the reason Cam Newton wore number 1 because he wouldn't give up 2 on the Panthers.
That's right.
I remember that. Shout out to Jimmy Clausen. I went to college with his brother Rick Clausen.
Huh.
Cool dude.
He
Cool
played on the
family.
football team?
Huh?
He played on the football team? His brother?
Yeah, he was our starting quarterback. Yeah, and his brother played before him at Tennessee too. What's his name?
Casey. He was the
Casey
really good one.
Clausen. Yeah, he was really good. Rick, right? A little below average college quarterback. No offense, good dude. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But he really cool cat. I liked him.
There's some story as to why Jimmy didn't go to Tennessee. I forget what it was, but
He was like one of the most heralded recruits I had saw. That was, matter of fact, I'm thinking about, that was one of the first cats out of high school that I saw with the most hype. This was like when the internet was just really getting cracking like that. And his hype was unreal out of, what is it, like some suburb in California where he was from. And it was like he was supposed to be the next, like he was supposed to be the one.
Yeah,
Westlake Village, California.
in high school, I was like, this guy can
Yeah.
play in the NFL.
Yep, that's what they're saying. It's like he can step on the field right now and play.
That'd be so funny to imagine a high school kid getting onto an NFL field as a quarterback.
Oh, I was like, there's one cat that I think could have done that shit and had uber success.
Hang on, what year?
My year.
So coming out in 2004?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta guess.
2004 was that's too late for Leinart.
Not a quarterback.
He's not talking about quarterback.
Oh, not a I thought it was a quarterback.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
He didn't come out 2004. I think he was right before me. I think it was 2003. But Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson absolutely could have came out of college. Came out of high school straight into the NFL. This dude was a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us, I needed some developmental. I needed to get to gym. You know what I'm saying? I was like 6'1", 205, whatever. This man was a grown ass, like, you ever shake a nigga hand, it's like different.
I think Jeremiah Smith.
So you watched the UT Ohio State game, right?
Yes, I did.
You saw Jeremiah Smith, their freshman receiver, who's like the greatest receiver anybody's ever seen.
I've been watching him. I watch him. I watch his highlights. That motherfucker is one of my favorite athletes that have came out in a while.
I hypothesized he would be one of the 10 best receivers in the NFL right now.
That's tough to say off rip, just because the reason why I don't give a lot of credence to those arguments is because it's just a different game, right? There's been a lot of great athletes in college that can't translate, and it's not just. It is a lot of on the field stuff, right? Athletic, let me put this out. Athletically, like I said, he's one of my favorites to watch in a long time. But there's a lot of different things and nuances that people pick up from different kind of coverages, different kind of looks, different kind of presses. Do I think he can do it? Yeah, but until somebody does it, it's hard for me to say, because I've seen cats who look amazing on the practice field, amazing in college, and then when the lights come on in the NFL, it should just go somewhere else. I don't like, and so it's hard for me to say. I don't know. It's a different game. You're not playing against your mans who, gonna be pursuing some other profession.
It seems like receiver more than any other position, though, at least that I can think of. When you're a mega, like, star in college, those guys almost always translate.
How tall is he?
6'3".
Yeah, like 6'3".
6'3".
I want to say he's like 220.
I would be surprised if he didn't. I'm just very reluctant to be like, yeah, he can just be top 10 right now. That's
6'3", 215. But you think he could play in the NFL right now for sure?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Yes.
He would be
top 10. Top 10 is like, bro.
I mean, Chase Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. Who else?
I want to hear your top 10.
I mean, I'm trying to go through it.
Jamar Chase, Jefferson, Kupp. I would think about not having Kupp in my top 10 right now. But yeah, you're probably right.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra.
Yep.
Amon-Ra.
You're looking at a list, Arian.
Devontae Adams. I'm definitely looking at a list.
You're looking at a list from 4 years ago.
I want to hear who Big T's top 10 are.
I mean, I'm
okay.
bad at NFL, so I don't know.
I would put AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I would put him in there.
Yeah.
I would put Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
See, like if you're, I'd put Jeremiah Smith up there with Tyreek Hill right now.
You're drunk. What do you
I think
call it?
Jeremiah Smith. I think he's going to be unbelievable.
I do too, but I hate these kind of like dog. What Tyreek Hill has done over the course of his career is just it don't happen. It does not happen. And so to say that a kid can just do that, I gotta see it. I'm not doubting him. He's like I said, he's one of my favorite players to watch. But I'm very hesitant to see if cats could do that shit in the league. It's a different, like, bro, when we wake up in the morning, we podcast, we drink coffee, and there's DBs that wake up and learn and are working on a technique to press you. Like, this is different. It's a different level. It's a professional game. I do know. But like Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers to come out in a long time. Now, granted, I'm on some old head shit where the rules are different and these low receivers are getting away with a lot more than my era. But still, Tyreek Hill is amazing, dog. Like, I'll just be pumping the brakes on some of these what they can and can't do.
He would be the number 1 pick in the draft this year.
So how did Buddy do the best receiver from last year? How did he do this year? I don't even know. Marvin Harrison Jr. How you do?
Well, I
Not
was
that
always
great.
woke on Marvin Harrison Jr., but
I'm for the record.
What you mean?
Wait, before Big T says
are you ironically
anything.
using that word?
Before
no, I'm using it seriously. But like,
I
I'm
want to say
Using it for
something on
its
behalf
original
of the
purpose. I
podcast.
appreciate you, Big T. Let's
Mar-
take Vogue back.
Marvin
2025.
Harrison and Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they're great people, and if you're listening to this, nothing but love for your family. That's the official statement of the Macrodosing podcast. All right,
He
Big T
had-
as you were.
he had 62 catches for 885 yards and 8 touchdowns.
I'm saying,
A
I don't
fine
think that's
rookie
top
season.
10, right? But last year he was the best.
Well-
Easily one of the best colleges.
Well, everybody always said that he was not the best receiver in college football in any season in which he played, and yet everybody always just kind of anointed him. Like,
Maserati Marv.
I'm glad I never have to hear that again. But yeah, he had a
Who
he had
was
a
the
fine
who was the
rookie
best
season.
receiver last year? If it wasn't him,
Luther Burden from Missouri. 2 years ago was Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee. Now Marvin Harrison, very good, very talented.
well, so okay, let's go to your point. Look at those two cats in their production in the league thus far. It's not top 10 worthy, right? Now I do
Sure,
think
but
he's a
Jalen
very
Hyatt
special-
wasn't a like.
Also,
When I'm saying mega stars, I'm saying Calvin Johnson.
I think Malik Neighbors was a great receiver.
But
in
I'm
college.
talking like generational wide receiver talent.
Okay, I'm gonna take you back here. Somebody who I thought was gonna be way better in the league, but they were like
Jefferson and
probably
Chase.
the best receiver college football I've ever seen, and who he has many babies of which I am one. Reggie Bush is one, right? We are sons of this man's game. Peter Ward. Peter Ward was probably one of the most generational talents that college football has seen, and I don't think that he did in the league what I thought he was going to do. Granted, there were some injuries and stuff, but still, he was a generational talent.
Yeah, I mean, there are going to be a lot of cases like that. But I think Jeremiah Smith, like,
He's amazing.
I think he's
I'm
going to
rooting for
be.
him.
I think he will be the best receiver in the NFL for many years.
I'm also excited about cut from Alabama, Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams.
Yeah. So I was going to say he could probably do something in the league. He doesn't have the size that you see where, you can just instantly be a physical impact, but he's got all the athleticism.
But the rules are skewed in those receivers' favor nowadays. So
Yeah.
it's size is less and less important as it was like in my era and in the era before myself.
Terry McLaurin, I would put him top 10.
Sure.
Thank you. Maybe Drake London.
Jeremiah Smith. Drake London's better than him, but in 2 years, Jeremiah Smith will be way better than
Nico
Drake London.
Collins. I put him top 10.
Yeah.
When I first got in the league, there was somebody told me this, and which I kind of like hold on to, which is like, I think you can surprisingly have a good season. But what's impressive is when you have a second or third or fourth good season. That's when you know you're a legit, like dominant force in the NFL, is because defensive coordinators have a bunch of game tape on you and they game plan for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how do we contain this player? And when that happens, I've seen a bunch of guys have good games or good seasons, and then the next year it's okay, or the next game it's like, okay, this is how we contain him, and they shut that shit down because it's a difference schematically. Like they game plan that shit to stop you. And that's when you got a target on your back in the NFL and you still busting, it's a different level. And so that can make or break players. I don't know. Like I said, I'm rooting for him. Very fun to watch. Very fun to watch. I wish him nothing but success.
So who do you have winning it all, Arian?
It's gonna be hard to beat Ohio State. They on a run right now.
They're gonna dog walk Texas and whoever they play after that.
It's looking like that. The fact that Georgia got smacked like that, it just blew my mind. Like,
they were on their backup quarterback.
Touche, but still, that was a spanking. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited to watch the joint.
That should be good.
Oregon like that too. Jesus Christ, man.
Big T, you gonna be on any of the live streams?
Yeah.
So
Thursday
tune in.
and Friday, I assume.
Tune in, see Big T on the live stream. So you want to get to the news?
A lot going on.
A lot going on. First of all, how do you guys think about what are your thoughts on changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America?
Didn't know I needed it, but I needed it.
Not once you heard it.
Yep.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
What about New Mexico?
Changing it to what? New America?
You can, yeah.
No, I don't want to change any states.
New SA.
Oh, that kind of goes hard. I don't want to change any states, but the Gulf, who cares? There's
cool
nobody that lives there.
Now, how do you go about changing the name of a body of water?
I have no idea.
Can you just? Is this something that Trump would just say? We're calling it.
Yeah, I
the Gulf
assume
of
if the
America?
president of the United States says it's so.
Yeah. Well, we started calling them freedom fries for a while. Back in like 2002, 2001.
That's not an official thing.
George Bush, the president, said freedom fries because France wouldn't let us invade Iraq. We showed them.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, I think if you just start, who's to stop somebody from just saying this is what we're all going to call it?
Well, nobody, just from, the lay people doing it.
Yeah.
I would love for it to officially become the Gulf of America, though.
What would change? It would just feel like it means more?
It's performative.
I mean, it is SEC country. Just means more.
That is true. What about the Mexican? Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I will say New Mexico is the worst named state in the United States of America. It's horrible. Badly named state.
You're wrong.
Second place, and I'll tell you why it's my first, but second place is Arkansas. Horribly named state.
You're also wrong.
The reason why it's first, we'll get to your list in a second,
Mm-hmm.
but the reason why it's first is because I grew up in New Mexico, and anytime we would travel for track or any kind of sporting event, I'm saying, they'd be like, "Where you from?" I'd be like, "New Mexico," and they'd be like, "Damn, you speak really good English." Granted, that is the ignorance of their geography, but it's still it don't hit like when you from Arizona, when you from California, when you from New York. Even New York, you know what I'm saying, is from England, but still has a little something to it. You know what I'm saying? New Mexico is just it's whack. It's whack.
Is yours in the southeast?
Mine is not.
Oh, okay.
What's yours?
I hate the name of Georgia.
Really?
It's named for King George. We should have gotten rid of that a long time ago.
It was the name of King George's prison colony.
Yeah. We should have fixed that 200 years ago.
I mean, mine was Virginia. You're named for a virgin.
Sure.
But that's not my number one. My number one worst state, and it's not even close. Rhode Island.
So
it's not a fucking island.
Sure. That popped in my head when he said New Mexico is the worst named state, just because Rhode Island's just kind of the worst in general.
Well, it's kind of there. It's just there. But it's not an island. And the name of the state is Rhode Island.
Neither is Staten Island an island?
Yes.
Touche.
But it's also not a state, you know? Like, the name of your state, you're a small state, not an island. Grow up.
Do we know why it's called that?
I believe I have looked it up.
Their flag is shit too, right?
Perhaps even on the show I've looked it up.
Dutch explorer Adrian Block named the area Root Eiland, which means red island in Dutch, due to the red clay on the shore. The name was later changed when the area came under British rule. So still really no explanation for calling it an island.
So some Dutch guy from a boat was like, this looks like an island.
Well, I guess he got to just the East Coast, and then he assumed it was an island.
Well, no, this is what makes it even dumber, because he would have had to get there from, if you're coming from the east, you would have to go past Massachusetts, and you could only see it if you were heading north. So there's no way that you should think that it's an island. There's no eastern seaboard of Rhode Island.
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy just he confused the term beach with island.
He said this guy.
Yeah, this guy's full of shit. Idaho, pretty bad too.
Idaho.
Yeah, besides that, I think they're all good. What's your number one best named state?
Oh, California. Ain't close.
That's just because of the connotations you have with California, though. Like if California was where Oklahoma is, you wouldn't say California's sick.
Nah, it's the abbreviation. Like, where you from? Cali. Hard. It rolls off the tongue. And the cities in there are amazingly named as well. I like New York. New York cities have the best city names, with LA being probably.
Disagree strongly. Schenectady.
That shit's horrible. Where are you from? Schenectady.
You just said New York has the best cities.
How do you know about Schenectady?
I was talking about the New York City.
Oh, well, you said cities. I thought you meant all, like around. I mean,
not every city. You can't knock them all up.
That was a direct shot, Big T.
It was a direct shot at upstate New York.
I mean, I can't imagine there. Have you been to Schenectady?
Yeah,
is there a lot there?
No, it's pretty sketchy actually.
Okay.
Well, like, so when you hear Bronx, I'm from the Bronx. Where are you from? The Bronx. That's not hard. Queens, cold.
I like
Cold.
anything.
Harlem.
I like
Harlem. Come on,
Yeah.
dog.
I like it when names of places have the word "the" in front of it. That makes it seem cool.
What
The
other
Bronx.
ones are there?
The Gambia.
Is that what it's
Where's
called?
Gambia at?
It's called the Gambia.
What?
It's a
Where's
nation.
that?
It's a country in Africa. I didn't know it was a the.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. It's like the Ohio State.
yeah. It's the Gambia. They just say the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it sound so much more hardcore, right?
Does our country technically have the in it?
The United States of America.
I don't know what the official name is.
Yeah, we're the United States, or these United States, maybe.
It's definitely not these.
I know, but it's
All right, so it could explain to me, Big T, because I've just been kind of out the loop. I'm very curious as to why the conservative love for wanting Canada and wanting Greenland has arose.
So
I mean, I know Trump proposed it a while back as far as Greenland's concerned. It was everybody kind of scoffed at it, but now it's like something that he wants to do, and he said he wants, and he's not. I don't want to misquote him, but I'm paraphrasing. He doesn't rule out military action for it. So like, just explain and I'm, I kind of frequent conservative Twitter, and they like, hell yeah, let's take it, and I was like, what has happened? Why do we want this shit? Why do
Canada was just because he was making fun of Trudeau, and it was something about how we give them so much money that we should just make them the 51st state. And he was like taking a shot at Trudeau, saying like, I'll even let you be the governor, who has now resigned. So, but then the Greenland thing, I looked into it this morning because I don't really understand it either. I guess he said we need it for military strategic implementation or something. I don't really know. I don't care one way or the other. Like, if he wants to go take Greenland, fine. I don't give a shit. But I don't understand necessarily the necessity for it. It just seems like it's kind of his pet project right now. He'll move on to something else very soon.
It just came out of kind of nowhere for me. So I was a genuine inquiry. I don't know the obsession of.
I think he's been out of real estate too long, and he needs something to buy. He's like, we got to go get something.
I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm gonna let it develop a little bit more, but I'm just genuinely curious why do we want these places?
I think Big T's right. He's like, what can I acquire?
Yeah,
Greenland.
He's
the Panama Canal. Wait, we used to have that. and then we gave it away for $0, that's not a fair deal.
Yeah, I think he just thinks as the president of the United States, he should be able to buy properties.
He'll say, we used to own the Panama Canal. It was ours. It belonged to us. And then very sadly, it got taken away from us by a very stupid leader when we were making stupid decisions. And so it's ours again.
Yeah, I don't really understand the whole Greenland thing. I saw Don Jr. and Charlie Kirk were there yesterday.
It's also a good possibility that Donald Trump is just like, I'm going to send Don Jr. over to Greenland.
And just Eric, he would.
Yeah.
He'll make Eric like the ambassador to Greenland and just ship him off.
Yeah, just like we're going to give you a project to work on, son. Just go fly to the coldest place as far away from you as you
What
can
if we
find.
made Barron like king of Greenland?
King of Greenland.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Somebody will move on. He'll move on to something soon. But I think he's also, when he's talking about not ruling out military action, of course he's not going to rule it out because in his mind, this is part of the negotiation. So he's not going to rule anything out.
I think he was also just very annoyed with that reporter who kept asking him, like, will you? And he's like, no, I won't.
He's like, will you rule out sending like all of our poisonous spiders to Greenland? No, of course I won't rule that out. Nothing's off the table.
I would be shocked if we acquired Greenland.
If we invaded Greenland? Let me ask you this right now, Big T. If we conduct a military invasion of Greenland to overthrow the government and install it as the 51st state, are you in favor or opposed?
No, that seems like a massive waste of time and resources.
Okay, just want to get you on the record.
I like that.
But if we can just get it by getting it, I don't care.
Yeah, if we can get it by talking.
We just get land.
If we could just take it, I don't care.
If somehow they're dumb enough to just be like, here, you can have Greenland because we've talked. If we can trick you using
it's
our
Danish,
words,
right?
Yeah, into giving it up.
They seem like they'd want to be on our good side.
Probably, yeah. It would also.
They've expressed a disinterest in it, though, from my understanding.
Yeah, again, I don't really understand the desire for it.
This is another thing too. Why are they called like Danes? How did we get there? Danes.
Denmark, Danes, I don't know.
How does that happen?
Danish sounds stupid. So maybe we just like what's another vowel?
What do they call Denmark?
I have no idea.
That might have something to do with it. Now, if you're talking acquiring Greenland, you also have to think about, as a state, we're going to spend money on Greenland, like making it ours, right? So what's the return on investment going to be?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know. I just work here.
Denmark to Danes is Danmark.
So that's probably
Dane.
why.
Yeah.
I see.
Dane.
I don't like Denmark, though.
No.
And is known as Denmark internationally.
No, Denmark sounds like the name of a college basketball podcast coming this spring. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think about Greenland. I think the play is it's big. There's also a good chance that it looks so big on a map that Trump might think that it's half the size of Canada. Can you rule that out?
You're saying he looked at a map, saw Greenland be really big on it, even though it's not actually that big.
Yeah.
And that's what made him want it?
It made it way more attractive.
That's possible, I suppose. I can't speak to that.
I think it didn't hurt.
I don't think he's looking at many maps.
Yeah, but he has looked at
He has map people.
Right, he's looked at maps, and maybe the maps that he's looked on, he hasn't cared to ask follow-up questions about Greenland, because who would? He's probably not a big map projection guy.
And you talk about Canada being another state too, right?
Yeah, but that was just a shot at Trudeau.
So he's just the president of the United States is trolling on taking over a country. That's wild, dog.
and renaming water, and then the president of Mexico.
That one I want on record. I want that one.
Now, the president of Mexico retaliated by showing a giant map of all the parts of the United States, like the California part, all that used to be Mexico. And she's like, we should take these back.
That's kind of a giant cell phone.
Well, she's like, we should take these back.
Try.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, you know what? I would be okay if like the biggest news story for the foreseeable future was Trump's ongoing negotiation to get Greenland.
I think it'd be a nice.
If that's our biggest problem as a country, I think that we're probably going to be in a pretty good spot.
I think it could be a fun storyline for a couple years.
Yeah.
How's Greenland going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't they
Eric,
do they got
Eric,
free
give me an
healthcare?
update. How are things with Greenland? Still cold? All right. Talk to you again in 6 months. Do they have
Yeah.
resources?
They got free healthcare.
They got fresh water.
They got free
We know
healthcare,
that.
man.
They got a ton of water. They got a seed vault. I believe there's a seed vault there. That's as
What
far
kind
as
of
I know.
what other kind of natural resources do they have there?
Yeah, just as far as I know, just water. Shitload of water.
Minerals, coal, graphite, uranium, cryolite, titanium.
What could we give? What could we give the Danes?
I'm sure we give them a shit ton of money all the time.
Well, I don't know about if we give Denmark a lot of money. They are part of NATO. So protection?
From who wants Greenland? I'm wholly ignorant on Greenland. I don't know shit about it. Who is acquiring? Russia? China?
No one else. No one else has thought this far in advance.
So we just want it.
Yeah, we just kind of like it. And I think Big T's right. I think like adding, you talk about legacy when it comes to a president. Jefferson with the Louisiana Purchase. Actually, I just self-owned because I forget who acquired Alaska. I know it was Seward was the Secretary of State.
That was like the 1800s, wasn't it? Or
Was it
When-
Polk?
I'm not sure, but they called it Seward's Folly because they were like, you're a fucking moron for getting Alaska. And then it's got all this cool shit.
It was Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
1867. I see you, Arian.
maybe I shouldn't have said that it's an ultimate, but it is kind of something you can hang your hat on. What'd
If
you do
it
as
weren't
president?
for
I
the
got
fact
that.
that we've had Alaska forever, Greenland doesn't make any less sense than Alaska.
I think there's way more like natural beauty that's tangible to see in Alaska than there is in Greenland.
Okay, but I mean
More wildlife.
nobody
It's
lives
bigger.
there.
Isn't it bigger?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a lot bigger. So yeah, stay tuned to this space for ongoing coverage of the Greenland.
No,
negotiation.
Greenland is quite a bit larger than Alaska.
Is it?
836,000 square miles. Alaska is 665,000.
Okay. All right. Hey, Greenland's sounding sweeter by the minute.
Greenland is the world's largest non-continental island.
That's kind of an arbitrary thing because you could say Australia, but oh no, it's a
They're a
continent.
continent.
Yeah. Well, no. Is Australia its own? I know there is a continent of Australia, but New Zealand.
Australia is the continent.
Yeah, but New Zealand is part of Australia, the continent. Is it not?
I am not sure.
Because then you get into the Oceania discussion.
It says technically New Zealand is part of Oceania. It is also referred to as part of Australasia, which includes Australia, one of the official continents.
Yeah, but when we talk about the official continents, it's North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, Antarctica. There's 7 continents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it keeps saying Oceania,
Yeah,
but like that's not.
I think they would prefer to be identified as Oceania, but they're part of Australia.
Oceania is a wider region encompassing the Australian continent, New Zealand, and various island countries in the Pacific Ocean that are not included in the 7-continent model.
Right, but in the 7-continent model,
I feel it would
New
be
Zealand is part of
Australia.
Australia, the continent.
Yeah.
Why don't we just take over Australia?
Why don't we just take over the world?
Yeah, there you go.
NWO?
And Mars.
We kind of already own Mars.
Do we?
We just have
I
a
mean, does
rover on
anyone
there.
else have shit up there?
Well, isn't Elon technically like South Africa?
Yeah, but he doesn't own Mars.
Isn't his whole thing Occupy Mars?
I think we can, yeah, but that doesn't mean he owns it. I think we can make a good case that the Earth owns Mars. Right?
I think it'd be hard to make a case otherwise.
Can we keep the colonization on Earth?
No.
Can we keep our bullshit here, man?
No, we own Mars. Mars belongs to
Y'all
us.
motherfuckers want the universe, bro. Y'all.
No, I didn't say that.
Anything in space that can help us on Earth, we own.
Like,
This
I'll
is
be honest.
crazy, bro. Y'all, this is
Jupiter, do your thing.
Why do you want more planets, bro? You have one. This is crazy.
But what if there are things on that planet that can help ours? Like, what if we find a resource on? What if we find something on Mars that would help us fix a huge, like, natural problem on Earth?
There's some colonizer talk, bro. Y'all
What if there's a
y'all
giant
niggas-
hospital
y'all
underneath
niggas wanna
the
leave
crust of
Earth
Mars?
and
free
proclaim
healthcare?
another planet is yours?
No, it's ours.
So,
Like, let's have an honest conversation, Arian.
let's do it, man.
Jupiter, respect. Like, not gonna fuck with Jupiter. Like, Jupiter's bad. Okay?
Step foot on there.
It is a bad motherfucker. I want no part of Jupiter. Nothing but respect.
You would be shorter on Jupiter, by the way.
When we're in alignment, when the Earth is in alignment with Jupiter, I tap in. Hey, just let you know, in your city, respect. Jupiter's like cool. But Mars is ours. Mars belongs to us. That's our closest neighbor, and it's very
therefore,
similar.
we own
It's
it.
got
This is-
ice caps. Yeah.
It's crazy. Y'all some colonizers, man.
Well, who do you think owns Mars?
Nobody.
That doesn't make any sense. Nobody owns Mars?
Somebody has to own something, if I'm hearing you correctly.
I mean, yeah. Well, it has to belong to something.
Yo, this is hilarious. I'm with you.
Does
But
Mars
not.
belong to the sun?
Why must we seek ownership? Why can't we just exist, man?
I don't know. I'm in the mood for.
I mean,
acquiring
someone's
stuff.
got to own it. There's no one else to claim it.
We're
so-
the only.
It's
We're the only
hilarious.
country that sent spaceships to it. Or excuse me, the only planet.
Therefore, I own it.
I'm not even saying I'm not even saying the United States owns Mars. I'm saying the
you
Earth
kinda
owns
are.
Mars. No, I'm saying the
You
Earth
bank-
owns Mars.
And then what?
It's just ours. Now you know.
All right. What if there's another
Finders keepers.
another imperialist planetary system out there that wants to come and wants Mars? Do we?
Well,
just
according to New
intergalactic
York
wars?
state law, we've squatted on it for like 30 days, so we own it now. You can't take it.
It's a
So
fight.
but what if Beat Boot from planet Z69 comes and says, I want Mars? Y'all down to go to intergalactic war over this shit?
I hope Beep Boop has a good lawyer.
I guess. Well, hey, then we'll find out where we need to be as a football program. If those guys can fuck us up, then we know we need to get better.
And frankly, Big T, I'm sick of hitting each other.
Right.
You know, we've been practicing for a long time.
Fall camp.
It's time to hit somebody else.
All these wars.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's
Yeah.
time for week 1.
I can't wait. This is why we lift all those weights. Now the real question is like, what if?
How fast do you pull out the Hail Mary with the nuke? Is it
Oh.
play one? You come
No,
out. You come out swinging.
I think we can't do trick ration right ahead. Like we got to line up and beat them.
I would argue nuking is running the football.
You think so?
Yeah, we line up and we nuke your ass. We run the ball.
And if they take our best shot and we don't hit it, then we just know it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, then
What?
we know it's time to strap in, get deep in the playbook.
Yeah.
Hey, Maddie, Google this. What would a nuclear detonation do in space? How would that work given that medium?
We actually thought about trying to nuke the moon back in the Cold War. Did you guys know that?
I did not know this.
Sounds sick.
Yeah, we had a plan to intimidate the Russians.
Sounds sick.
Yeah.
I mean, do you disagree nuking the moon?
Yes, by a bet I did.
Ramifications aside, the idea sounds awesome.
So the plan was to demonstrate our
Okay.
superiority to the Russians. We would set off a nuclear explosion on the moon that they could watch and be like, "We did that."
Yeah, that rocks. We should have done that.
Okay, we know that
The warning shot of the moon being blown
Look what we
up.
just
This
did to
some
the
group
moon.
shit.
We'll blow you to
Despicable
smithereens
Me.
next. Worst way to be blown.
So we know that satellites in the line of sight would be damaged or taken offline entirely by the initial blast. It would create an electromagnetic pulse that would fry unshielded electronics within a certain radius on Earth and in space.
Okay.
Effectively, nuclear blasts in orbit create an artificial Van Allen belt, or a ring of charged particles that loops out from Earth along its magnetic field. Engineers try to keep satellites out of Van Allen belts if they can help it, because the extra doses of radiation shorten spacecraft lifespans.
Right.
So they would basically destroy like all satellites,
That could see it, yeah.
which would be bad
That sounds bad. That's why you do it at night.
because it's dark.
Yeah,
Right.
so satellites can't see it. Are these scientists fucking stupid?
But it also does say that a nuclear bomb could deflect an asteroid if we ever needed that.
There you go. So the real question, Arian, becomes if we're on Mars and we're drilling into Mars and we're looking underneath the crust and shit, and we find like life, microbes, and then we find resources there, then we send all our shit to Mars to harvest it for resources, including some of the life that's there. Do we just become the baddies?
You just described the plot of Avatar.
Yeah. Well, not just Avatar. At that point, are we also the aliens from Independence Day?
Yeah. Except for they didn't want our resources. Their whole thing was just to eradicate life. Remember Cuz had he had his tentacles wrapped around the president's. He said, "What do you want from us?" And the alien looked at him and said, "Die."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That rocked.
That was a
So
cool-ass movie.
if we do land on Mars and scoop up a bunch of like little microbes or signs of life or whatever, and then those microbes evolve to get us all sick and take over the Earth, that's kind of like the good guys in Independence Day winning. That's like Randy Quaid flying the nuclear bomb up into that spaceship's vagina. Remember that?
I love a description. Hello, boys. I'm
Yeah.
back. Yeah. Vividly.
Yeah.
What
All right.
movie is that?
Have you seen
Independence
Independence Day?
Never seen it.
What? Oh yeah, you young though. That makes sense.
You should watch it. Welcome to Earth.
What?
I'm familiar with it. I just haven't seen it.
It's a great movie.
It's a good old classic. Hey, you know what? This is back in the day, but I'm gonna catch it on TBS on a Saturday afternoon. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
One of them type movies.
Big T, I give my highest possible recommendation for you to watch Independence
Okay.
Day.
I'll check it out.
Highest possible. Is this sinking
Highest
in?
possible.
Yeah, it's
Is
a
it
great movie.
is it better or worse than My Cousin Vinny? Because that was the one y'all said I had to watch.
It's
And I enjoyed My Cousin Vinny.
there's such completely
They're very
different
different,
movies.
but-
That one's really funny. Like it's like that. I think there's real comedy in there. This one's
Yeah.
like not as witty. It's more nostalgic, honestly.
Well, I think it's the definition of a blockbuster movie. Like blockbuster summer, Independence Day. It's not, I wouldn't put it in the same category as a cheesy action movie. There are parts that are somewhat cheesy, but it's just a good movie.
If you were flipping channels and it was 10 minutes in, would you watch the rest of it?
If I had nothing else going on?
Does that change your answer?
Yeah, because I would say Training Day. If I catch Training Day in the first 10 minutes, I cancel all my appointments.
But those are two
Okay, so
different movies. Like,
it does not rise to that level.
It is not, and I don't know why he did that. It is not in the same level of Training Day. Don't do that.
That's what I just said.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
so it sounds like y'all are saying Training Day is the movie I should watch.
Oh, you haven't seen
You
Training
haven't
Day?
seen Training? Yes.
Yeah, that's
No.
okay. All right, my
Better than
highest
My
possible
Cousin-
possible.
Okay, so it wasn't your highest possible.
My highest possible recommendation is now Training Day.
Okay, so
yes,
is there anything above Training Day?
No,
I mean, Training Day is up there. It's like one of the better movies in
yeah,
a generation.
All right, so now
That's-
I'm watching Training Day.
That's
Yes.
one of them ones. Yeah, that's one of them. Maybe watch Independence Day first, and then watch Training Day.
Because
Training Day, one of them
Independence Day
ones,
will
big
suck if I watch Training Day first.
Well, you're gonna be like, oh, these guys really know their movies. I want to have their recommendations, but just understand that there's levels, there's tiers that we're trying to give you here. Training Day is on the top of the cream of the crop. It's the
Training
top.
Day might be in the non-Forrest Gump division. I think it might be my favorite movie of all time.
See, your tiers are all sorts of fucked up. You just said your favorite movie aside from your favorite movie.
Yeah, non-Forrest Gump division.
Okay, so second favorite.
Forrest Gump's not a movie. It's a piece of art.
Right.
It's also like 3 hours long. Training Day, I think it's
2 hours and 2 minutes.
There you go.
Good movie. Good
And
movie, man. Good
Denzel's
movie.
best performance, in my opinion.
I don't know about that one.
Ethan Hawke, incredible performance from him. I'm trying to remember who else. There's that guy that's in every single movie.
I'm looking at the cast. I'm not
Ethan
seeing
Hawke
guy who's
Is
in
in
every
one of
movie.
the wildest. Man, did I say this on this podcast? He's one of the wildest movies I've ever seen in my life. Fucked me up. It was about him time traveling. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Has anybody seen this?
Are you talking Gattaca?
I love Gattaca.
No, not Gattaca. Gattaca's a good movie.
Boyhood. That was
Boy,
a
I
joke.
don't-
He is
No,
in
it's not.
Boyhood, but
I don't know about one. It's about him and time travel. I think it's called I don't know. Somebody here, I'll Google it real quick. But
by the way,
is-
there are a couple other people in Training Day you should definitely know.
J.K. Simmons?
Predestination, Arian.
I'm not seeing him.
Yes, Predestination. Listen, it's wild movie. I liked it. It's a little weird, but I like that shit. That's just, but it's a wild movie. It's wild.
J.K. Simmons is definitely in Training Day. Ice Cube is in Training Day.
I'm
Wait,
seeing Eva Mendes.
Yep.
what?
I'm seeing Snoop.
Wait. Where's Ice Cube in Training Day?
Are you confusing
Oh,
him with
Dr.
Snoop
Dre.
Dogg?
No, Dr. Dre, not Ice Cube. That's who I mixed up. Dr. Dre is in Training Day.
Ridiculous comparison.
Dr. Dre is in
Well, I'm not-
the movie, yes.
I know that they're not the same person, Arian. I just
Terry Crews, my film father, he's in Training Day as well.
Snoop is in for like maybe 7 minutes.
Put him in the front seat. I bet I whoop his ass.
Yeah. Dr. Dre also very minor role. You know what's shocking to me? Just typed in JK because I had forgotten his last name. Autocomplete on Google. What order do the JKs go in?
I don't know. What does that mean? JK.
There's a big three of JKs.
JK Rowling's got to be first.
So she's one of the three.
not
J.K.
first?
Simmons is another one of the three. And J.K. Dobbins is another one of the three.
What was the second one?
Okay, Dobbins is third. Unless it's going by recency, in which case, no, Dobbins is third. He's
What was the second one? What was the second one?
J.K. Simmons, the bald actor from that movie about drums.
Whiplash.
Is
And
he
then the-
bald?
Yes.
Yep.
He's also
Yeah.
in all of the farmers insurance commercials.
Yep.
And
Bum,
JK
ba-dum,
who?
bum, bum,
was the
bum.
last one?
Simmons.
No,
Dobbins.
Dobbins.
Oh, so it
the
It
Chargers
was
running
Rawlings, Simmons, Dobbins.
back. Agreed.
Much to my surprise right now, it goes Simmons, Dobbins, Rawling. Try it on your computer.
Did you type it in the top bar or on Google?
Top bar.
Okay.
Oh, here, let me get a new page.
I have Simmons, Rolling, Dobbins.
Maybe he
I
just
got
knows
I got
I'm
I got
a
Simmons,
football guy and
Dobbins.
you're not.
Rolling. on
Yeah,
mine.
see, me and Arian are football guys.
Right.
You're not.
Easily.
All right, so anyways, go watch Independence Day. And Training. Anything with a movie with the word day in it.
Where'd J.K. Dobbins go to college?
Groundhog Day.
J.K. Dobbins went to The Ohio State University.
Lucky guess.
Yeah.
What college did J.K. Rowlings go to?
I'm going to guess Oxford, but
Transylvania.
I bet she didn't go to college. She was like homeless before she wrote those books.
I have no fucking clue. I'm Googling right now.
She was like living in her car.
I'm
I
going to
think.
guess the University of Edinburgh.
She went to the University of. I'm gonna butcher this. Exeter, Exeter.
Yeah,
Exeter.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right. So, Big T, I do want you to watch those movies.
So Training Day number 1.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to watch Training Day hopefully before Monday.
Come on, Jake.
Shot me in the ass, Jake.
I didn't know you like to get wet. You've been smoking PCP all day, Jake.
Horrible rendition, but he said, "Boom, get that up in you."
You ever had your shit pushed in?
Say,
I had my shit pushed in big time, bro.
All right.
You go to school today? Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me.
All day? You didn't skip?
Great
Great film.
What do you think
These
Training
are
Day
these are
has?
spot on
You actually might not have to watch it now.
Yeah.
What does Training Day have on Rotten Tomatoes?
93.
You're not even close.
Oh, it's got to be 98.
I'd go lower.
Oh,
85?
It's null and void. Don't matter.
80? 75? 70?
74.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, don't do that.
What's the audience score?
89.
Okay, there you go. That's what you got to look at.
But the critics are telling me, you know.
What's now go to the Independence Day Rotten Tomatoes score. I bet you that shit's super up.
Rotten Tomatoes is a crock of shit. Jeff D-Lo taught me that.
What was his reasoning?
The way that they weight the critic scores.
He wants people to go read his shit instead of Rotten Tomatoes. That's why he said that. 68 for Independence Day, 75% audience score.
Not bad. I agree with the 75%.
I do not.
Denzel Washington chomps down on the role of an unprincipled narcotics cop with exhibitionistic relish, but it's already an overrated performance, a karaoke bad guy from an actor with an almost untarnishably righteous screen persona. It's from the Daily Telegraph.
Well, whoever wrote that, it's fucking stupid.
This guy said, arguably the best movie to ever take place over the course of a single day.
Ooh.
That's an interesting
that's a great take,
genre.
actually.
Yeah.
What other films take place in one day?
Groundhog Day.
Kind
but
of.
does it?
No, not really.
At the end, they switch him up, but okay, 2 days. I mean, the majority of the movie is 1 day though.
But it's 1 day
repeated several times.
It's the same day. It's not. It's still Groundhog Day.
That's actually an interesting paradox, PFT.
Good point.
Wow, nice.
I'm fucking good at this shit.
I want to say, it's really over the course of 3 days, because at the start, they're not there yet, and then he wakes up. That day repeats, and then at the end, spoiler, he broke the curse.
Been a long time since I've seen that one.
Do you want some movies that take place in one day?
Yes.
Die Hard.
We do.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh, Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club is a good movie. Good.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, that's the answer. That's the one.
Dazed
I'm
and
taking
Confused.
Trinity over Ferris Bueller's.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You must not seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off recently.
I saw it before you was walking and shitting in your diapers, brother.
Do the Right Thing.
Spike Lee.
Die Hard.
Hands up. Never seen Die Hard.
Really, you should
Never
watch
seen
that.
Die Hard. Is it? Give me your Rotten Tomato score.
Okay. Die Hard power rankings. I'm only going to go with the trilogy on this one, because the ones they add on Live Free or Die Hard was like way after. So I'm going to say I like Die Hard with a Vengeance the best out of all three of them. I'm going to say that's number one.
Tomatoes, bro. Tomatoes.
Die Hard 1 is probably an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, if you go to movierankings.net, I'm sure that tells a different story.
Die Hard. Wow.
Sure.
Wow. You said 80?
Yeah.
94.
Wow.
Uh,
So, the people are telling me I need to watch Die Hard.
I have never seen. I couldn't tell you.
Me neither.
Let's stream it. Let's watch it. Well, that'll get taken down. Never mind.
I'm not a huge action movie guy for the most part.
That's okay.
I am, depending on what the action is. Heist movies, give me every kind of heist. I'm obsessed with heist movies. Spy movies, I fucking love spy movies. That's about run the gamut right there. But
Yeah.
spy, heist, any kind of like, where there's a tech dude in a van pressing the keyboard all kind of ways, breaking
National
into
treasure.
comm systems. Love
There's
all
usually,
that shit.
yeah, two guys in the van.
Yeah.
You need to watch, if you like spy shit, there's a show on Netflix, season 2's coming out this month, The Night Agent.
Yeah.
Night. N-I, like
GHT.
K-N or N-I?
Nighttime agent.
Night. Yes, okay.
What's this I heard about Armie Hammer coming back?
Oh, yeah.
You want to discuss?
Armie Hammer?
Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer of Arm & Hammer Wealth. Yes.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No.
Armie Hammer is from Arm & Hammer?
Yeah.
No chance.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yes.
So Armie Hammer is making his much awaited.
His real name is Armand Hammer.
I know, but that's why it can't be.
His great-grandfather was oil tycoon Armand Hammer. Oh, wait.
Oh, did you just... No.
Wait.
Somebody fill
I'm
me
gonna
in.
take
I
that.
don't
I'm
know
gonna take that back. I'm
anything
gonna take that
about
back. I'm
Armie
gonna I'm gonna walk.
Wait,
I'm gonna
no,
walk-
Armand Hammer is the guy from the company.
But he's not the heir to Arm and Hammer baking soda.
Was the company named after Armand Hammer? Was it changed to Arm and Hammer?
Hang on, I'm deep in. I'm reading about this right now. Armand Hammer, the guy, did own that company,
Okay.
but the brand started in 1867, 31 years before Armand Hammer was born.
And then he bought the company?
And while Armand Hammer was a wealthy business guy, he only became interested in owning Armand Hammer because everyone kept asking him about it.
That's all. That's like if Robert Kraft bought Blue Box macaroni.
By 1986, Armand Hammer's oil company, Occidental Petroleum, acquired enough stock in Church & Dwight, which is the parent company of Armand Hammer, allowing him to sit on the board of directors.
That's so fucked up.
So Armie Hammer does come from
Okay.
the Armand Hammer family.
Okay, so I'm not that off.
No, yeah, okay,
Uh,
so you were...
Kind of, yeah.
No, but that...
He comes
That's
from a
true
very
enough.
wealthy family.
It's like somebody becoming a weatherman because their name is Storm.
Sure.
He became
Well,
the
some-
owner of Arm and Hammer because his name was Armand Hammer,
But Armie Hammer does come from that lineage.
but not from the original owners of Arm and Hammer.
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right, but yeah, so this guy's back in the
So
news.
Armie
because-
Hammer that likes to bite people,
Mhm.
is set for a lead role in the thriller movie called The Dark Knight,
Question.
not of Batman fame.
Question.
Yes.
Isn't The Dark Knight already a movie?
So that's what people. Yeah, that you'd think. Yes.
Are they afraid this is going to cannibalize the audience?
Good one.
It's not a good one because he
It's not.
set it up.
Oh.
He set it up
It's
too
not,
much.
It's not good.
But it says that.
Can you explain that to me? That part?
Which part?
Why is there another movie called The Dark Knight? It's not related at all to Batman?
No, it says Hammer is set to play the crime-fighting titular character in the vigilante thriller.
What is this not The Dark Knight?
It's not Batman.
He's a crime-fighting
Vigilante.
vigilante. Do you see how this might get confusing?
Look, I am.
Somehow Armie Hammer not being
Wait.
related to the original owners of Arm and Hammer is the least confusing part of the
It
story.
says The Dark Knight is based on an original script by Uwe Boll, the director. Hammer plays Sanders, who takes justice into his own hands as he sets out to hunt down criminals,
His parents were killed?
while his crusade transforms him into a social media sensation and a hero in the eyes of the public. The local police chief sees him as a menace to society and aims to take him down. The story of The Dark Knight couldn't be a more... This is a quote. The story of The Dark Knight couldn't be a more current topic, and I'm excited to bring it to life with this excellent cast, said Boll, whose recent films include the crime drama First Shift and the forthcoming migrant crisis thriller Run. Okay. While the new film's familiar title might conjure images of a certain caped crusader, executive producer Michael Roche pointed out that our movie is very different from Chris Nolan's movie, so there is
It's way worse.
there is no danger of confusion. With Armie Hammer in the lead role and more great actors to be announced soon, and with an outstanding script, we are excited to build up on the great response we got for your first shift and run, and we'll have another strong movie soon.
I've got a great idea for a movie.
Yes.
It's about a really, really big boat. Like the biggest boat you've ever seen. And a bunch of rich people get on the boat and some poor people. And one of the poor people falls in love with the rich person on the boat. And then the boat crashes. And there's also boobs.
You actually have had an idea for Titanic
It's
2
called
for
Titanic.
a long time.
Titanic 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely different from the original.
Yeah.
There's more boobs in this one.
Nice.
There's 3. We have 3 boobs in this one. 33% better.
That's 50% better, but
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah. But Armie Hammer
don't worry about it.
is
More like a pair of tits, not
Nice.
a paradox.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
But yeah, I guess Armie Hammer's back. He was on
Yeah.
Tom Segura's podcast.
Okay, so just try to refresh my memory on what happened with Armie Hammer, but he was eating people.
No, he was cheating on his wife by like Instagram DMing and having sex with loads of women, and would say through Instagram DMs like something to the effect of like, I would like to eat you.
Cut your flesh off.
Yes.
And eat you.
Yes. And women that he was having these relationships with were saying that he was extremely aggressive in the bedroom and very
Hold on, cuz I hate to cut you off. I had to go to the bathroom real quick. You're talking about cannibalism?
he never ate people. I want that on the record.
Wait, who is this?
This is Armie Hammer.
He is an actor. Have you seen The Social Network?
About Facebook?
Yep.
Star of the upcoming blockbuster thriller, The Dark Knight.
He was the Winklevoss twins, the ones who wrote.
Oh, okay.
He was
Okay.
also in Call Me by Your Name, which is what I know him from. But yeah, so he basically had these sexually charged text messages come to light and said how he wanted to consume these women physically.
When we say eat, he mean go down on somebody?
No,
No,
Mad Dog,
No.
just say it the way that he had been saying it. He's like,
I want to eat you.
I want to eat your flesh.
Yeah. Not like eat your vagina.
Never say that again.
Wait, how I mean,
I don't know.
he distinctively separated those two because of those are out of context. We can see how that could be
So
you know,
Armie
mistaken.
I
He-
No,
he
he meant
I
yes.
think
he
he
meant
did.
consume.
Yes.
He meant carve out a piece of your flesh and chew it
Yes.
and eat
There
it.
was like multiple. Wasn't there multiple stories about it? Like multiple women.
Yes. One of them being, I believe,
Now,
an Instagram
this
influencer.
may be the first time
Patient.
when it's not consensual,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Or underage, where I'm like, I am kink shaming. Because usually I'm like, hey, if it's two consensual adults, do whatever you do. I don't shame. Hey, I got my kinks. It is what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna
This
read.
shit
I'm
is
gonna.
I was
wild.
to say,
I'm gonna read you the DM. One of the DMs.
yeah, I have a
Okay.
couple. I have a couple as well.
Okay, lay it on me, dogs.
Oh my God, that just made me so hard, and it makes me confused as to why. Is that even possible? So hard, thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling when it beats. I'm 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Fuck, that's scary to admit.
Oh, God.
I've never admitted that before. I've cut the heart out of a living animal before and eaten it while still warm. Which
Oh,
that happens sometimes. Hunters like to do that for their first kill, right?
that can't be a
Take a
thing.
bite out of the heart.
No.
Either way, it's
I seen it on Apocalypto. I ain't never seen it in real life,
like
but
a-
I've heard of it
a
before.
ritual.
Where like it's like a rite of passage kind of vibe.
Yep.
Like, but people eat hearts and livers and shit. Anyways, that makes sense. Human heart, human things. That's we're getting into different territory there.
You just live to obey and be my slave. I will own you. That's my soul, my brain, my spirit, my body. Would you come and be my property till you die if I wanted to cut off one of your toes and keep it with me in my pocket so I always had a piece of you in my possession?
This guy needs to be in prison.
Let's time out. The slave thing or the dom versus sub thing, that's a known thing. It's like dominant versus submissive. That's normal. That's just.
What about keeping toes in pockets?
That's what I'm saying. When you start talking about cutting extremities off, like you lose me with the. I'm like I said, I don't like the kink shame because people get off on what they get off unless it's like I said, I have a little, a few things that I'm not okay with. But other than that, consensual adults do your thing. When you start talking about cannibalism, I fail to see, even if it's consensual. If the shorty was like, "Yeah, cut my toe off," I don't know, man. We getting in that territory where I don't think I like.
It also says Hammer told women that his bite marks were a badge of honor. He bites really hard, one woman says on camera, showing an image of a bite mark on skin that she says she believes was photographed by Hammer. He tells you to wear them like a badge of honor, she says, almost like he convinced me that I'm lucky to have it. As fucked up as it sounds, at that time I was interpreting that as love. Looking at it now makes me sick. He pushes your boundaries a little bit at a time. He also said he wanted to brand a woman. He said, I want to bite you and leave a mark and then have that mark turned into a tattoo. Brand you, tattoo you, mark you, shave your head, and keep your hair with me. Cut a piece of your skin off and make you cook it for me.
Your body is so fucking perfect and it's mine, and I'm into you. I need your blood. I crave it. Will you give it to me tomorrow? Don't forget that you're mine. And then she replied, that topic, ... Once again, question mark. It is very intense.
This nigga wants a vial of her blood.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga got to be on a list, dog. He got to be on some kind of FBI. Like, this is, like I said, I've said and done some freaky shit. This is, you might have a problem like with like mutilation and you enjoy like cutting and shit. Like that shit's.
Yeah. He said
you walking on the criminality side.
This would prove criminality. One text allegedly shows Hammer telling a woman that he enjoyed raping her on the floor. You were the most intense and extreme version of that I've ever had. Raping you on your floor with a knife against you. Everything else seems boring. Yeah.
This ain't even sex. You like torture.
Yep.
Yes. You crying and screaming, me standing over you. I felt like a god. I've never felt such power or intensity.
Yeah, no, he's a raper.
I'm not gonna lie.
I want to levy that claim because
his words, not yours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. You crying and crawling away while I stalked you down your hallway was so exhilarating. He writes.
Hold on, and this joint was not into that or was into that.
Was it a role play?
Because role playing is a thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's.
This woman,
I don't judge. Like,
it still seems like if this is the type of role play you're into,
it's not
still jail.
Also list.
This woman known as Effie accused Hammer of rape during a press conference alongside her attorney Gloria Allred. It became it became the basis for an LAPD sexual assault investigation into Hammer.
Yeah, he bugged.
But he went on. So he's kind of like he has a podcast now. That
of course he does.
He is our
everyone.
Yeah,
does.
he is our competition. He has a podcast now where he God knows what he talks about. But he also recently went on Tom Segura and Christina P's podcast, and one of the clips I saw was him saying like, it wasn't necessarily that anything I did was wrong. I just did it with the wrong women. Like, I just picked girls that weren't as down.
I just picked alive women.
Yeah. Like, he was basically being like, well, it's not like I did anything that was necessarily out of whack. I just picked girls that were not
let me play devil's advocate
cool and chill enough.
For a second, let me play devil's advocate. If they were like, yeah, I'm into this too. If I'm into role playing, if I'm into cosplaying cannibalism, like if they was like saying, yeah, this gets me off too, then you really can't fault him. Because okay, if this is two consenting adults entering into this wild kink fetish that you got, how am I supposed to know if you're not comfortable with it or not unless we had those conversations prior? You know what I mean?
If he was being a gentleman about it.
You see what?
If he was being a gentleman about it and having like safety conversations beforehand.
Okay, just put yourself in his shoes. This is what gets you off. You like cannibalism, that gets you off. And there are other consenting
No.
females.
So that's where you have to, because that is a crime. Cannibalism. I think
But
it's a crime.
but he didn't do it. He was just talking about it.
Right. Talking about it and role playing as a cannibal, not a
Right.
crime.
Not a crime. So if role playing as this is your kink, and you find somebody that has these same desires but wants to be eaten, then like, and you consent, how can you be like, but you said this is what you got, you know what I'm saying? You said you was into it too. She kind of reneged on him. I guess that's his claim. Now we'll never know the truth. But if that is the case, how can you fault him for it if we both consented?
I do believe that I think this is why he was charged with crimes, is because it was not.
Oh, he was
fully-
charged. I didn't know.
Yeah, he was looked in. Yeah. So then he
Wow.
kind of fled to the Cayman Islands. He had his family. He grew up on the Cayman Islands, I guess, and so he like fled there. He was married during this, so got a divorce, and then fled to the Cayman Islands.
That's a dirty dude. Like doing this while married.
Yeah, his wife.
It is crazy.
And his wife is like literally so gorgeous and beautiful and fantastic. I like, not even lying, I used to be like obsessed with Armie Hammer when like Call Me by Your Name came out. Like him and his wife, I was like, oh my god, because it was like him and Timothy Chalamet were best friends at the time. I was like, this rocks. Armie Hammer, so cool. I don't feel that way anymore. But yeah, one of the women said he was drunk. I was not. I didn't say no. I said I didn't feel good. I said everything except no. Yeah. So he would tie women up. I also think like he tied women up for a lot of this stuff. She said, I had bruises. I hated it. I understand that if this is your fantasy or your thing, more power to you, but I didn't like it. It didn't feel safe. It didn't feel loved. It felt horrible. You feel completely immobilized. There's something about trauma while you're immobilized and can't move. There's that fight and flight that you can't do either. You're just stuck there. I was closing my eyes until it ended, and he just went to sleep like it was nothing.
I found a clip from Tom Segura's podcast. If you'd like to see some of his explanation, he said, if you say, I love you so much, I want to smash your head into a dresser, that's fucking cute. If you say, I'm so angry at you, I want to smash your head into a dresser, very different.
Right, because if your head smashed into a dresser, you're like, he only did this because he loved me.
So I guess he's saying I love you so much, I want to smash your head into a dresser.
It's kind of her fault that he loved her so much. Is what Big T's saying.
Big T did not say that.
Yeah.
No.
That is, yeah, okay. Not beating the crazy allegations. I want to know what happened in his childhood. Because there was some fucked up relationship that he had.
Has he consumed too much baking soda?
Possibly.
That has led his brain down a path of destruction.
Yes, mom probably put too much baking soda in everything.
So there was a documentary series on him called House of Hammer, and
Great name.
yeah, and I think he did have like a troubled family past. Again, I didn't watch this series, but there were claims that he had troubles growing up.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
If you crave this type of dominance, like extreme amounts of dominance in your sexual fantasies, it probably goes back to you. Would that go back to you not having enough control over something as a kid?
I don't know the psychology.
Family trauma. I also think this is me completely taking a random guess, and I don't know, but coming from like as much money as he did, I feel like there is a sense of like entitlement.
Yeah, but I think that can also, you're right, but that can also in some cases swing the other way. Whereas if like you're a control freak and you're dominant, then in your sex life you become, maybe I've just seen too many movies and TV shows like Billions or Paul Giamatti's like a control freak, but then in the bedroom he's like, beat the fuck out of me.
Fairly related question, but kind of different. I'm just curious because it seems like something Madeline would have seen. Madeline, have you seen the new Nicole Kidman movie where she's doing weird sex stuff with like an 18-year-old?
Baby girl?
Yeah.
I have not seen that yet. No. I know
Are
that
you
I know
going to see it?
I'm gonna be honest with you, probably not.
Interesting.
It's in theaters right now. I don't go to movie theaters by myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, I get the premise of it. Like I know what it's about, but
You just seemed like my authority on that movie.
I mean, thank you for that. I'm taking that as a compliment. Harris Dickinson is the man in it. He's a up and coming white boy of the month.
Mm.
But no, I know the premise of it. Like,
All right, white boy of the month right now, Armie Hammer.
no,
He's back.
No.
Hollywood's bad boy.
January, not the month you want to be white boy of the month.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
ideally, like,
Or February.
yeah. February, there's only 11 white boys of the month a year. There isn't one in February.
Yeah. January would be the worst.
Yeah, January sucks. Like June, like
Are you
June
talking
and
about because of MLK Day?
no, dude.
Oh, I
like-
thought that was a legitimate
Like when
question.
Chet Hanks was white boy of the month in like white boy summer.
Yeah.
Like that's when you want to be white boy of the month.
Yeah.
I think also being white boy of the month in March signifies an Oscar coming your way if you are nominated.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a college basketball.
So did
like,
I.
like guy comes on during March Madness, white boy of the month.
Oh, my white boys of the month aren't usually sports related.
Right,
What-
but you said March. March is
March Madness, I
marked
guess.
by.
I mean, January white boy of the month, that might have been decided on January 1st. Cam Scattaboo.
Oh yeah, but he's
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Did you watch Cam run?
Yes. Oh, not me.
Cameron Scattaboo.
Oh, you didn't see
Oh
him?
my gosh, Arian.
Arizona State's
This
running
guy's
back.
a demon.
This guy's he is a monster.
No pun intended.
He looked like Mike Allstott out there.
He's awesome.
He's a white running back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should have been a Heisman finalist.
That's your homework area instead of training day.
Yeah, go watch Cam
Scattaboo.
Scattaboo.
I'll watch a highlight of him. Yeah.
You'll be impressed.
Although he wasn't impressed with Ginty, so I don't know.
That's not true. What you mean?
You said Ginty played nobody, even though he did against Oregon too.
That's not true.
Yeah, I mean, but Scattaboo against Texas had probably his best game of the season, and he's amazing.
All right. Hey, I'm all for it.
I also think there's white boy of the month for boys and white boy of the month for girls.
Yeah. Does it ever coincide?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, might.
But I don't think always. I think Cam Scattaboo is your white boy of the month. I think ours right now is Jonathan Bailey or Timothy Chalamet, I would say.
Okay.
Different.
All right. Well,
I hope we link up at some point.
can't wait till The Dark Knight comes out again.
Freaky dude.
It's like The Dark Knight, except without the intellectual property and Heath Ledger.
Yeah, wait, don't you think like is that DC? Do you think DC like owns the IP or like the trademark The Dark Knight?
You would think so,
Right?
right?
Yes.
You would think so.
Or maybe they own like Batman The Dark Knight?
I would say probably both, but
You would think.
I'm not a lawyer yet.
Never seen that one either.
Oh, well. Now we got 2 days and a night that you have to see.
Yeah.
You would love that. Before we get into paradoxes, they're brought to you by DraftKings, where the crown is yours. NFL playoffs. We're talking about playoffs? You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the NFL playoffs. And the key to you scoring big is betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Are you ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. Here's another reason to watch your favorite players crush it in the playoffs. New customers bet $5. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big during the NFL playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code MACRO. That's code MACRO, and new customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Did you see the thing they're doing for the playoffs?
Playoffs?
You remember the king of the court? If you bet
Yep.
on a player and they have the most points, rebounds, assists, you get part of a like pool.
Mhm.
It's longest touchdown.
Ooh, I
in the
like that.
playoffs.
I like that. Of the entire playoffs? Or
It's each day.
each day? Okay. Who do you got for day one?
When do the Vikings play?
Vikings play on Monday.
Oh, okay. So Monday. Well, that sucks because there's only one game.
Are you thinking Naylor?
No, Justin Jefferson was my guy for just the thing.
Okay.
So Saturday is
You got
Steelers Ravens.
Steelers, Ravens, and then the big one, Arians, Texans, and the Chargers.
So we got to go Nico Collins.
Okay. You can do that.
Why'd you say like that?
You really think Nico Collins is going to do it?
Why is that so implausible?
I guess his leg's okay.
Oh, is he not playing?
Hamstring. I think he's okay. Yeah. All right, go Nico Collins.
Well, I mean, I thought we were going to do a Texans guy.
Okay, Nico Collins. Good answer.
All right. I mean, yeah, shit, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's not a bad one for Saturday.
No, maybe you want to go Joe Mixon. You've always told me you're a huge fan of Joe Mixon and everything he's ever done.
Nope. I was gonna say Palmer for the Chargers. Deep threat. All right, but you do you.
I like Josh Palmer.
Okay. Paradoxes. So, what do you guys know? What's your favorite paradox?
Fermi.
I knew it.
I mean, naturally.
All right. So, what is the Fermi paradox?
Oh, the Fermi paradox is basically a statistical the statistical probability of life existing in the universe should be really high. Meaning, if we are a planetary system with a star that has around 8 planets, a bunch of moons, has liquid water, and we have intelligent life form that evolved over here over the course of hundreds of millions of years and billions. This is one star system. Our unique galaxy, which is the Milky Way galaxy, has 300 to 400 trillion stars and systems. I'm sorry, billions. And if you look at the scope of the universe, there are trillions of galaxies, which have equivalent amount of stars and star systems inside it. So if you look at the probability of life existing and evolving, it is statistically high. The paradox is we have not seen any evidence of it, and there's a bunch of proposed explanations as to why. And also, I should check it back. If you look at the scope of the universe, what we know about the known universe is around 13.8 billion years old, which is an insurmountable amount of time. Like, we can't even fathom that much time, being elapsed. But when you look at how much time has elapsed from the inception of the universe, all the star systems, all the different planets, all the different moons, exomoons, all of this shit combined, there should be some kind of life and intelligent life out there, but we have yet to see any evidence of such. A lot of the different proposed explanations is maybe Earth is just rare. There's just this could be the case. The technologies could not, maybe they don't overlap. Maybe we can't see their signals. They can't see ours. The different detection systems. There's a whole bunch of different reasons as to why. Maybe Jesus is holding Earth in his hands. No reason as to why we know this is the case, but this is a paradox as to why we don't have any evidence of any kind of life outside of Earth.
Could it also be a possibility that since the universe is the same age, like we're all the same age as like every other planet, kind of, right?
No.
There's some planets that are older than us?
Older, younger.
Well, the Big Bang happened, and then everything was created out of that. But it took time for like the planets to come together, all that shit, stars to be born.
Stars die, stars form. And so the Earth is roughly 4 billion years old, around there. And our sun is relatively young compared to like some of the other stars out there. And
so there could be some civilizations that grew, developed, went extinct, and now it's our turn to grow, develop. So one answer to the paradox could be
any
any civilization that starts advancing to the point where they're able to send signals out or travel from solar system to solar system or galaxy to galaxy. They end up destroying themselves or going extinct before they're able to reach us.
That is one of the hypotheses is that when this is what you said, when a civilization gets so advanced that their technology is imminent self-destruction. Like, I mean, if you look at our track record, right? I mean, y'all motherfuckers want to colonize every planet you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a plausible hypothesis. You never know. And it could be the fact that we just out here by ourselves, which I find highly improbable and don't think that's the case, but anything could be the case, man.
That's a good one. That's a classic paradox.
Classic one.
Paradoxes, people like them because they make you think critically about stuff that you wouldn't think critically about. And for some people, that's a lot of fun to do. I came across a video a few nights ago as I was falling asleep. I was looking up paradoxes on YouTube to learn more about them. And one of the videos that came up was like 3.5 hours of paradoxes to fall asleep to. And I thought to myself, oh, this is good to fall asleep to. That's the worst fucking possible thing.
I was going to say that
up.
in and of itself sounds like a paradox, that keeping your brain active would
Good point.
make you fall asleep.
If you can fall asleep while listening to paradoxes, then yeah, that's a giant paradox because they're designed to make you think. That's the only thing they're designed to do, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make, they're designed to do the opposite of make you sleep. But yeah, mathematicians like them too, because if you can find a paradox, then you can, you find an inconsistency or two things that logically disagree with each other that you wouldn't expect to, and then that makes you think more about other things that you perceive to be true that might not be true.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are there still mathematicians?
Yep.
There are people who use
What?
math a lot in their listen, in the sense that what is a mathematician doing today? Like, there are people
Math.
who use right. I'm not talking about scientists and people who use a ton of math. I'm saying like a mathematician
math
in
is
my
science.
mind. Okay. But I'm saying someone who describes themselves as a mathematician, it seems like we've discovered all the math. Like, what are they doing?
Figuring
No,
out
hell no. Where'd you
go,
why,
no
why
go
did you why did you come to
on fourth down.
I'm curious as to why you feel like we came to that conclusion, or you came to that conclusion. Why do you feel
It's
we've
a total,
discovered
it's a
all
gut
the math?
feel.
Just a vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's, from my understanding, there's still conundrums about the universe that we don't have explanations for. And math is not a perfect science. It's a very, very useful tool to understand the natural world. But there's a lot of our math that does not coincide with nature, and it doesn't have to. There's no rule that says it have to. But there does seem to be a somewhat of a correlation between the way this universe works and the way we calculate it.
Maybe this is a better way to describe what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people whose job would be described as mathematician actually have a much more a better term that could be used for their job, and they just use a lot of math in their job. When I hear mathematician, I'm thinking this person is like discovering new math.
Yeah, I think discovering new math, like theoretical mathematics, is definitely a thing.
I'd be curious to know how many of those people are out there. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying well.
I think there are like the elite guys that are creating new types of math. Probably like 100.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably not a
So-
lot.
So you're saying, like, how much utility is there in being a mathematician?
No, I'm sure there's utility in it. It's just, it seems like the people
Niche.
that I'm thinking of, yeah, there can't be that many.
I mean, could be the case, yeah.
Like, there are obviously a ton of scientists and people working in technology who would
So, like,
probably describe themselves as mathematicians.
One of my favorite stories about science and like the story of science was that when Einstein was working on his general theory of relativity, which has been, one of mankind's greatest feats, when he was developing like the equations for it, there came a certain time, and he's Einstein, you know, he's one of the most brilliant people who've ever walked the earth. But like there came a time where he needed help of a mathematician to help describe you know, positing. And there was I think it was a dude that he went to college with that is a mathematician that helped him with the geometry of describing space and time. And so it took his understanding to another level. So there are people, I mean, there are people who are physicists, there are astrophysicists, everybody has a certain lane, but like math is the language that they use to describe what they are, I guess, witnessing. But it's necessary, I guess, is the underlying point.
No, yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard.
You just don't meet a lot of mathematicians, that's all.
Yeah. With the paradox mindset is a thing that's been studied, where people who are able to take dueling constraints that are like competing against each other, people that are able to work in jobs where they have one set of demands that seems to contradict a different set of demands. If you can cope and deal with that, then you generally typically will perform better at a job, especially if you have like limited resources at that job. Being able to like understand two opposing things can be true at the same time. So I guess if you're good at understanding paradoxes, then it helps just with performance in general. There's a few of them. One of my favorites is the friendship paradox. If you ever find yourself thinking that other people seem to have more friends than you do, that's because the people that you're most likely to be friends with are people who have a lot of friends, statistically.
Say that one more time.
If you ever find yourself thinking that everybody else has more friends than you, you're thinking that because the people who you are friends with, in like a big generality, they're more likely to be the type of people who are easier to make friends with.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Kind of. The people, okay, I'm assuming that all my friends have more friends than me.
Yeah.
Accumulatively?
If you're just thinking to yourself, like, other people tend to have more friends than I do.
And it's because I think
it's because the people who are your friends would generally be somebody that's easy to become friends with. So they would have a higher likelihood of having more friends.
And therefore I think that I don't have a lot of friends because I'm less likable than my friends.
Yeah, it's like the people that you're not friends with, they would be more likely to not have as many friends.
This is a paradox. It seems like a self-own almost.
It might be a cell phone too. But no, it's like the people that you're not friends with, they don't have as many friends, so it's less likely that they would be friends with you.
Yeah, that bad guy's a bad guy because I don't like him.
No, because he doesn't like you.
Either or.
Okay, there's some other paradoxes we can get to.
His ability to make friends is contingent on my opinion of him.
Yeah, if you want to turn it on yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the arrow one, which is
this is your favorite.
If I took out a gun right now and I aimed it right here at Big T and I pulled the trigger right at his head.
You shouldn't do that. That's a huge violation of firearm safety, but continue.
Okay, Lib. He'd never actually get shot. Because, I mean, some facts might disprove this, but the paradox is that in order to travel all the way into Big T's brain, the bullet would at some point have to get half the distance to his brain.
Have to take a right somewhere.
And then at that point, it would have to cover half that distance again to get to his brain, then half that distance again.
This one is dumb, though, because that happens.
They're all kind of dumb. That's the secret.
No, some of them aren't.
Okay.
Like the liar paradox. Do you see that one?
Describe it.
Okay, so if I say this sentence is false.
Yeah.
If it's true, if it is false as it claims, then the sentence is true.
Yep.
But if it is truthful, then it's false.
If you say the sentence is false and it is a truthful statement, then the very sentence itself of the sentence is false would be false.
Correct.
Yes. Is it?
I don't know.
You can always respond to paradoxes just by saying it. Oh, really?
Right, but the one you're talking about, it's just like, well, eventually, yeah, it does cover that distance.
In theory. But also in theory, it doesn't.
Well, that's like 0.9 repeating equals 1.
Yeah.
But that's, you can prove that.
Mathematically, it's true, but in reality, it's not.
But it kind of is.
I guess that's what I don't understand about the paradox is there has to be an endpoint to the arrow traveling, or else it would travel forever. And we have lifetimes of evidence that says it doesn't travel forever.
That's because of how we experience time.
Keep going.
I don't know. That just sounded good to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like
how
at
much
any
of a
given
paradox
moment
that
in time, if you split up time into as small of a unit as you can possibly get to, if you saw the world in hyper slow motion,
is. Like a photon.
like a photon, then the arrow travels half the distance there, half the distance there, half the distance there. Your Honor, I never really bit that woman because my teeth would never reach her skin.
Well, I think you have a case there because you never really touch anything because of the atoms your fingers are made of and the atoms the object is made out of. So you never really touch anything.
There you go. It's a good legal defense. The liar's paradox is like the crocodile paradox,
Yes.
where it's if a magical crocodile swam up to you in a river, and it took your dog. I didn't want to say the original one because it sounds kind of graphic, but it took your dog.
Well, this doesn't
jumping
apply
for
to him.
joy.
Yeah, he'd be happy.
Okay, Big T, I'll say it to you.
Uh-huh.
Hypothetically, if a crocodile swam up to you in a river and it took your imaginary child, and the crocodile said to you, "I will release your child back to you if you can accurately predict what I'm going to do." How do you get that crocodile to release your child?
I read this, but I forget what the answer
I got
is.
this. You say you're going to ponder my answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer to the riddle. But the real thing is if you say you're going to swim away with my child, then the crocodile will just be like, "Peace, I'm going to swim away with your child."
Right.
Yeah.
But then if you guessed...
Because you accurately predicted that it would swim away with your child. So by it swimming away with your child, you don't get your child back.
Right.
Yeah. And if you said, "Give me my child back," then the crocodile's like, "Nope, got it wrong.
Wasn't going to do that.
Wasn't going to do that. Missed it." So there's no way to get it back. What are some other good ones? There is
Newcomb's paradox.
Newcomb's paradox. So you walk into a room. There are two boxes, Arian.
Okay.
In the first box, you have $1,000.
That you
Okay.
can see.
You can
I
see
fuck
it.
with that box. I fuck with that box.
Second box, mystery. It's got a big question mark on it.
Okay.
You don't know.
really fuck with that box.
So before you came into the room, there was some force or omniscient being who made a prediction about which one you were going to choose. If it predicted that you'd only take the second box, that box would contain $1 million. But if it predicted that you'd take both boxes, the second box would be empty and you'd walk away with $1,000 and the two boxes. So what do you do?
Now this omniscient being knows what I'm going to do.
Made a prediction.
This is like Schrodinger's cat, right?
Not dissimilar.
Yeah.
You take. So he predicts that you're going to take both boxes.
No,
You don't know what the omniscient being
you don't
predicts.
know what he predicted, but if he predicted that you take just the second box, it has $1 million in it. But if he predicted that you take both, it's empty, and you get just the $1,000.
Did you take the mystery box?
I disagree.
So 53% of people chose the second box.
It doesn't say there's never not $1 million in it, does it?
My understanding is, or my thought process is, this omniscient prediction has no bearing on what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Although according to the prediction, it does somehow.
Well, nothing that you do in the room has any effect on the dollar value in the boxes. So you might as well take the bet, right?
Yes.
That's what some side argue. They say that the being has already made their decision. It's an omniscient being. There's the infinite hotel paradox.
Like this one.
This
isn't really a paradox. It's just like an interesting math.
Big hotel, infinite number of rooms, infinite number of guests in those rooms. And you ask what happens if someone new comes along looking for a place to stay. What do you do?
Set up the premise one more time.
Okay. There's a big-ass hotel, and it has an infinite number of rooms and an infinite number of guests in each room.
Each room is filled.
Mm-hmm.
And then one person shows up at the hotel looking for a room.
From my understanding of infinity, is that it's a non-finite number?
No, infinity is infinity.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's a finite number, we fool. If it's a non-finite number, then you have infinite room for a guest.
But every room is full.
Yeah, infinite number of guests.
This isn't even the hard part yet.
Yeah.
So for just that one person, the guy who came up with it says everybody just moves down one room. And then that person goes in the first room. Now, still an infinite number of rooms with an infinite number of guests, and another infinite group of people shows up.
George Soros at the bus.
Presidential Medal of Freedom winner.
So then, same concept applies then. If everybody moved down one room.
No, one room can't accommodate.
Yeah, no, you would have to move down an
people.
infinite number of rooms.
And move down an infinite number of rooms to fit in the new.
But you can't tell somebody move down to infinity.
This is why I need to know: is infinite a non-finite number? If it's finite, then we fool.
The answer would be to tell each guest to move into a room that's double their current room number, and then that would free up the exact amount of space.
This one's stupid as fuck.
It's an interesting
it isn't though.
illustration of infinity.
Yeah. So if it's a normal set of numbers, then the number of odd number rooms would be smaller than the number of total rooms.
See, this is why. So no, infinity is not finite. Infinity represents a concept of something without end or limit, while finite means something is limited or short or has an end. So if we have an infinite amount of rooms, it doesn't matter how many people come. If you can have affinity plus affinity come. We have an infinite amount of rooms. It doesn't end.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's one. This is from 4th century BC. And till this day, no one's been able to give a logical solution. No one.
It hasn't been on Macrodosing before.
Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, you have a heap of sand.
I fuck with that.
Okay? And it's got 1 million grains.
Okay.
So one by one, you start to take the grains of sand away from the heap of sand until there's only one grain left.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still a heap of sand?
This is like our is it a mountain or is it a hill?
Kind of. But you say no. So
I think it can be still.
What you think? One
1 grain of sand can be a heap of sand.
That's a heap of sand.
This is just what you describe as a heap.
Well, when does the heap of sand become a non-heap?
That answer can be subjective, but I think at 1 grain, it is objectively not a heap. A heap is comprised of many grains.
It is subjective.
What if there's a creature the size of us relative to a heap that looks at that grain of sand and said, that's like a heap of sand to me?
Yeah, it's subjective.
I think a heap of sand is relative to who's looking at it.
What if you did it in reverse? What if you added a grain of sand one by one? When does it become a heap? Is 2 grains of sand
That's what I'm saying. That you can debate, but 1 grain is inherently not a heap. It has to be multiple.
Are we describing heap as multiple grains of sand, or is it just the fixture of what the sand represents in juxtaposition with the seer? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a creature that to us a heap of sand is relative to the size of, it can still be a heap to him, even though it's 1 grain of sand. But if we're defining a heap as multiple grain of sands, then yeah, by definition, it can't be a heap.
Yeah, so it's entirely subjective. It's something in life that is entirely subjective from person to person.
Could be.
Of how they perceive it. Also, have you heard of Theseus'
That's kind of
ship?
like the paradox of the boat.
Yeah.
So the boat paradox, I don't know if it's called the boat paradox. I'm sure there's a better name for it. But it's if we have a boat sailing across one piece of land to another piece of land, and we have materials to build on it, as we're traversing the waters, a piece of wood falls off the boat. We replace that piece of wood. Another piece falls off. We replace that piece. And we do that until the originally constructed USS Big T that we had constructed on one side of the land and we're on the other side, it's not, none of it has its original pieces of wood on it, but we still called it the USS Big T. Is it still the same boat?
Right. I would say it's not.
But that's the paradox, is at what point did it become not the USS Big T?
I would say once you replace the last piece, it is no longer that boat.
Even if the last piece is 1 nail.
Well, I think objectively that's true. Once it has no pieces remaining, it's like the heap thing. Once it has nothing, then you can't even argue that it is.
I feel like the Four Tops or the Temptations are like that now. I'm still touring.
No,
it might be
members.
It might be one guy that's left. Voice isn't the same as it used to be at all. Kind of in the background, moving way slower than the others. Like in a band, if you replace every member, but you do it one by one. Guar is like that.
What's the one that is Adam Lambert in Queen now?
I can make right or wrong. I can make an identical sail with fabric. I can make an identical piece of wood, given the right metrics by cutting it out. I can't have an identical voice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would argue there's a human element to it that is an identity marker that is important. I don't know though, because then you're looking at what the essence of the boat is.
Yeah.
Is it the actual physical properties or?
Yeah. Like, I think the Four Tops is the one that I'm thinking of that is that way. Leonard Skinner would be another. They don't have original members, but like the singer is related to the original singer. They're brothers. So does that carry on the essence of the band?
Yeah, I guess we'd have to argue no.
I would say no. I would say that's not the same band, not the same ship.
I found one that's very similar to something I've used in gambling before.
Okay.
So let me tell you mine first.
All right.
And I've done this to Arian because we bet on it one time. In a basketball game, you can bet on whether the total score will be odd or even, right?
Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite bets to do, by the way.
It's good, and it's essentially just a coin toss, so you'll always be in it till the last second anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so the two teams can both score even, and the score's even, right?
Mm-hmm.
the two teams can both score an odd number of points, and the score is even. The only way it ends odd is if one scores an odd number and one scores an even number.
Right.
Therefore, it should be a 2/3 likelihood that the score ends in an even number, right?
What about 0?
What do you mean?
That would.
That's an even number.
But no, it's not. So, Big T, what did you just said? If one team scores an even number, one team scores an odd number, that's what makes it
Odd.
Okay. So I was thinking like soccer.
But if they're both even or both odd, it will be
Yeah.
even.
Okay. Yeah.
0 is considered an even number.
It is. Yeah. I immediately realized that.
Okay, so sit on that for a second.
Yeah, you blew my mind.
Sit on that for a second. Now let me tell you.
I mean, even should hit
yeah,
all
pause.
the time.
So this is the boy or girl paradox.
Okay.
They actually do the inverse of why mine is wrong is why theirs is wrong, but I'll explain. Imagine a family has 2 children, one of whom we know to be a boy. What then is the probability that the second child is a boy? You would obviously say 50%.
Yeah.
The child can only be a boy or a girl. Obviously, the chances of being born a boy or a girl are essentially equal. In a 2-child family, however, there are actually 4 possible combinations of children. Boy, boy, girl, girl. An older boy and a younger girl, and an older girl and a younger boy. We already know that one of the children is a boy, meaning we can eliminate the combination girl, girl, which leaves us with 3 equally possible combinations of children, in which at least one is a boy. This means the probability that the other child is a boy must be 1/3, not 1/2.
But you introduce older into it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is where theirs goes wrong, which is why 2 of those are actually, it's the same. So it's 1 out of 2, not 1 out of 3. In the even and odd thing, you have to go by each team. So it would be even, odd, odd, even, odd.
Got it.
So it's actually 2 and 2, not 2/3. But I always say that when I want to bet even.
Yeah.
And I tell people like, well, it should be 2/3. Like we actually have an edge.
I thought I had an edge for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So theirs is wrong for the opposite reason, actually. But
Okay.
yeah,
That's a good one. That
This
made me
wasn't even
think.
really a paradox. It's just something that's wrong.
Yeah, that
But-
made me think though.
Yeah.
There's Peto's paradox, which is trying to figure out how come when humans have 1,000 times as many cells as mice, how mice are, I guess humans are more likely to get cancer than smaller creatures such as mice. So
Is that a
blue,
paradox or is that just common sense?
well, blue whales are less likely to get cancer than humans, even though they have way more cells.
This doesn't seem like a paradox to me though.
Why?
Because we drink Coca-Cola and shit. We eat burgers. We drink alcohol. These things.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have data upon data, mountain loads as to why.
Mice are nerds.
Yeah, square ass without getting cancer. We're losers. No,
Blue
but like
whales-
the shit that we ingest obviously exponentially increases our chances to get cancer.
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
This
Environmental
one,
factors.
I've proposed this to Big T before, but it's a very interesting one. It's called the omnipotence paradox. Which is, can a omniscient being create a stone so heavy that he cannot lift it? That's the paradox. That's it.
No.
Then that would mean he's not omnipotent because there's something he's incapable of. And if he can create it and he cannot lift it, that means he's incapable of lifting something.
Everything comes from him, though. So as the stone gets bigger, so does he, maybe.
But there's an amount of inept that is thrust upon him, which with each, I guess, pound of the stone or whatever.
That was a joke on The Simpsons a while ago. Could God could he microwave a burrito so hot that he couldn't eat it?
Same vibes.
It's the same thing, yeah. Also, I fucked up Peto's paradox. I fucked it up big time. Mice have a way higher rate of cancer than humans.
Really?
And humans have 1,000 times as many cells as mice.
Why do they say
And
that?
cancer is just a cell that
Rogue.
mutates or gets out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And blue whales, they have more cells than humans. They get cancer way less frequently than we do. And they're swimming around ingesting all the microplastics.
Okay, so mice, like other small mammals, have higher susceptibility to cancer compared to larger mammals like humans, primarily due to their faster metabolic rate, shorter lifespans, and the presence of more endogenous retroviruses in their genomes. So their cells replicate at a higher rate than ours. So
The bigger things get, the less likely they are to have cancer.
that actually makes sense,
In terms of animals.
because things move a little slower.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
think. Let's see.
They don't replicate as fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's about gene replication now. If you can slow down gene replication.
Okay, Big T, Mr. Good at guessing stuff.
Yep.
What is the resting heart rate of a blue whale?
I think it's really low. I'm going to guess 24 beats per minute.
That's a good guess.
You got 150?
18.
All right, it's 16 to 24 BPM.
Oh, wow.
Haters are going to be sick at that one.
Nailed it.
Damn, that shit slow as fuck.
It's great cardio. Swimming is really good exercise.
I guess so. Damn.
Have you guys heard the Chinese room paradox?
Nah, hit me with it.
Okay. This was
China.
from John Searle. This is 1980, and he was challenging the concept of artificial intelligence. So he pictures himself in a room, and in this room, there's boxes of Chinese characters he cannot understand. And there's a book of instructions, which he can. If a Chinese speaker outside the room passes him messages under the door, he can follow the instructions from the book to select an appropriate response. The person on the other side would think that they're chatting with the Chinese speaker, just one who doesn't leave. So you can get so good at following the instructions that from the point of view of somebody outside the room, your responses are indistinguishable from those of Chinese speakers. If they look at your answers, nobody can tell that you don't speak a word of Chinese. Producing answers by manipulating uninterpreted formal symbols, it seems as far as the Chinese is concerned, you simply behave like a computer. So if a computer can convince a human that they're communicating with another human, then you could think that the Chinese room suggests that however well you program a computer, it doesn't understand Chinese. It only simulates the knowledge, which isn't really intelligence.
So this is an AI thing now.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was written before that was...
Now it's an AI thing. So if you follow the instructions, you are just becoming a computer.
No, yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
I think this could quell some people's fears about AI.
Okay, go on.
Well, AI is just, it's spitting out what we've put into it.
Yep.
It doesn't know what it's saying.
Right. And for large language models, I think you're right. But then the fear is that if AI gets so good that it starts learning and coming up with shit on its own,
But
at
again,
one point you lose control of it.
it's just learning things that we have told it to learn.
Yeah.
It doesn't know things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you mean by to know? What does that mean?
Like AI models just take things on the internet that people have created, and it builds an algorithm to produce things that sound like that. It doesn't know.
Is that not what you do though?
What do you mean?
Like, can you? This goes back to like my free will debate. Can you reason outside of the faculties that you have experienced?
Yes.
How?
I mean, you can.
Like, give me an example of you reasoning outside of the faculties that you have not experienced.
I think you can think about things or know things that you haven't experienced.
But AI has the entirety of human experience to draw off of. So there's nothing that hasn't experienced that a human hasn't, technically.
But it doesn't know what it's doing.
That's my argument is you don't really either. You know 2 + 2 is 2 because somebody told it to you, but then you applied that to your real life and realized that it was true.
I would argue it's 4, but
I would take 2 + 2 is 4. My fault. 2 + 2 is 4. But you know that to be the case because somebody told it to you, somebody taught it to you, and then you use that as part of the environment that you were raised in to have that understanding, and then you applied it to your life to realize, okay, this is applicable. It is true. But that is not outside of your bubble. So what does it mean to know something?
I guess there's no way you can argue around that, but you inherently know that it's different.
I don't. I don't think we have free will.
Interesting.
It can't be. If all I am is an accumulation of, we've had this discussion before, but if all I am is an accumulation of my genes and my environment, I cannot reason outside of those two axioms. Arian Foster is a culmination of the genes he was given and the environment he was placed in and the environment that he experiences. I was out of control of both of those things. So there's no way for me to reason outside of those two faculties. I have yet to see an argument that.
Can anyone ever commit a crime?
Can anyone ever commit a crime? Yes.
But Arian, they're not to blame for it.
No, we've talked about this too. He agrees.
I don't necessarily disagree. My example is the Texas shooter at the University of Texas. He climbed up to a tower and he was picking people off. And in the note, he said, "Please examine my brain. Something's wrong." Right. And they found out that there was a brain tumor pushing on his amygdala. I think it was his amygdala. Whatever is responsible for like your anger or whatever the case may be. It was pushing on that, heightening his anger, his aggression, all that shit. And it directly affected his actions. Was he to blame for that? We are what we are because of our brains. We are nothing else. I said that. There has been no proof of anything other than us being our brains and an accumulation of our brains in our environment. Now people argue like when people invoke like spirits or something like that. Well, I can't argue for nor against it because we can't test metaphysical. Like there's nothing that we could test. But from what we know right now, I don't see how we can reason outside of those two faculties. So if AI is an accumulation of its environment, which is a program designed to follow a certain algorithm. Well, algorithms are just patterns. We have algorithms we follow too.
So if I were to sit in a room for the rest of my life and do nothing but flip a coin and call heads or tails every single time, I was always going to call heads or tails in that exact same pattern, even if it's 5 million times that I'm flipping a coin.
I don't know that not to be the case. Another reason that backs this to me is I've also talked about this too, and it got confirmed. Remember we had Brian Cox, that physicist, on here?
Mm-hmm.
I asked him about the block universe. The block universe is a very real concept in physics that says that the past is still happening and the future has already happened. We just haven't experienced it yet. it is a real thing. The past is just as real as the future and our now. So us doing this has happened.
We're just moving through it.
Huh?
We're just moving through it.
We're just moving through it. That's a very real concept in physics that is demonstrably true. And that kind of coincides with the fact that we kind of just passing through. I mean, and that's what Einstein said. Free will is an illusion, however persistent. It feels like I can pick this phone. I feel like I have autonomy. But like under the confines of what makes us us, I don't really. And like, so somebody who's schizophrenic, for example, right? They don't have a lot of control over their experience. And I would argue none of us do, but that's more demonstrable because that is physically altering the chemistry of their brain, which changes their actions.
Yeah, I think kind of like the arrow paradox, thinking about this too much. It's like, yeah, it's like you might be right, but at some point you got to just snap back to reality.
Yeah, I mean, I can only live in the reality which I operate, which feels like I live like I feel like I have free will. When I think about it, I'm not really convinced that we do.
They do a really good job of making you think you have free will, and it feels great.
Feels great, man.
Yeah, but also, you can't blame me for anything bad I do.
No, you can.
It was always going to happen.
To a certain extent, I do think that's the case, but
I like that it's a get out of jail free card.
No, because we have jails. It just is what it is. You can't. If we know that a high percentage of people in abusive households, when they grow up, they're going to have an abusive household when they're adults, then you could kind of see how.
But not all of them do.
I understand. That could be because of their brain chemistry, right? They are wired in a certain way that says, I'm going to go this way. But if you're more influenced by your environment than others, that's kind of out of your control.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if there's just like somebody that's deep into philosophy all the time, no matter what, and they commit a crime, then they tell the judge, like, not my fault. Don't have free will.
It's a viable excuse.
Yeah, I was always going to rob that bystander. And then they're like, sorry, you're going to jail. Then you get taken to jail. And you're like, that's okay. I'll go to jail. The cell door will never close all the way. Because it first has to travel 50%. Then 50% of that. And then they close the cell. And you're like, but now I am but another one of Schrodinger's cats in a mysterious box. And I shall always be alive.
That would be a closed case of pleading insanity.
That's getting high in your own supply.
100%.
Yeah.
I love it, though. Well done,
like
PFT.
Well, that does it for paradoxes.
Or does
Good
it?
talk.
Yeah.
Are the paradi ever truly done?
I don't think they are.
Were you holding on to that one? Because that was good.
No, I was. I thought that's where he was going.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Are people still coming up with paradoxes?
Yeah, I saw. Well, it was just
the gambling one. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, when I saw that, I was like, I've done this.
But that might also be because I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And so that truly stumped me.
I thought for 30 seconds I truly had cracked the code.
Yeah.
When I first did it. I saw one of them. It was basically just a build on to the liar one.
Yeah.
But it was a guy's 11-year-old daughter said she changed it to Pinocchio's nose. Where if Pinocchio says, my nose will grow, if he is telling the truth, then it would grow. But his nose only grows if he lies.
Yeah, that's an easy way to picture it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how he breaks his curse and becomes a real boy.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if anybody's coming out with new paradoxes because they're only...
That's like the mathematician thing.
Yeah. Well, philosophers. Philosophy is probably... That's a harder job to get than mathematician.
Yeah, what do you do? Just go teach?
Philosopher. Yeah, you teach other people philosophy.
Right.
That was my major in college,
Yeah.
and that was it. There was no. This was on a broadcast too. I got interviewed. You know how you get interviewed before games, or certain players anyway. Like they're like, "Yo, what's the outlook? Whatever, right?" And so they, ask people their majors. What I told the dude, I was like, I major in philosophy. He's like, what are you gonna do with that? I was like, I don't know, open up a philosophy shop, in jest. And he goes on the broadcast and goes, yeah, he said he wants to open up a philosophy shop afterwards. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
If you had a philosophy shop, that would be, that might be a very violent place, ironically.
Violent?
Maybe, because people stop in and they just talk philosophy, and then they get mad at each other because they disagree about things.
It's basically Twitter.
Yeah, the philosophy show. That was a very funny response, though. I'm going to open up a philosophy store.
Yeah.
The shop where everything happens.
Yeah.
So I Googled Arian Foster philosophy store, and there's one article about it. You'll never guess who wrote it.
Ooh.
Clay Travis.
It turns out he will guess who wrote it.
Oh, shit.
Oh my
Did he work at
God.
Deadspin?
He did for a little bit, yeah. His blogger name there was C''Lay.
Calais.
Clay, because there were a lot of sports players that had letters than apostrophes, like DeBrickashaw or LaMarcus
Okay.
or
That's funny.
Dwayne.
Will you send it, Big T?
Yeah.
Can you read the article?
I haven't made myself watch the UT-UCLA game yet. It's sitting on my DVR. I put the pregame on last night and heard Reese Davis, Lou Holtz, and Mark
Date
May.
me, why don't you? Big T.
What do you mean? Oh, DVR?
Pause.
People still have
Big
DVRs.
pause.
I had DVR.
Arian.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, pause for sure.
No,
I put-
we can
Date
date
me,
bro.
Big
That's
T.
all good. We can have a platonic date, brother.
I put on the pregame last night and heard Reese Davis, Lou Holtz, and Mark May talking about how many times Arian Foster would carry the ball. Holtz and May both predicted he'd get over 150 yards. They were wrong. Arian only got 96 yards because he was really ineffective. And by really ineffective, I mean average 7.4 yards a carry. For some reason, he only got 13 carries, but even still, I've been getting emails asking me about Mike Britney Spears Patrick's line that Foster is a philosophy major who planned to open philosophy stores upon his graduation. I didn't believe this happened. Now someone has sent me the link to the YouTube clip. Can someone please explain what a philosophy store would sell? Or is this another example of Mike Patrick going off the deep end? I just hope this philosophy store doesn't conflict with my nihilistic Express dry cleaners. Wait, please tell me this. Oh, the YouTube clip doesn't exist anymore.
We gotta
they
find
took it
But now we
down.
know.
Crazy.
But now we know Mike Patrick said it, so maybe we can find it.
There's got to be
we were
a
just-
broadcast of that game somewhere,
And
right?
we were just,
just
talking
talking
about
about
the
college
Lou
football
Holtz
live.
and Mark May show yesterday.
Yeah.
The other day.
There's got to be some freak has that game saved. It was Tennessee versus who?
UCLA.
Tennessee, UCLA.
2008 then.
I'll find it.
I
But
love
I
that.
mean, you'd have to watch the whole game.
A chain of
I would
philosophy
assume that
stores.
they usually only do that at the beginning, when they have these cold hard facts about the
Yeah.
players. Like, so I would assume it's at the beginning.
Mhm.
Where
The problem with a philosophy store is that somebody could just absolutely ruin your entire
Wait, I got it.
store by asking, why should I go to your philosophy store?
I got it.
You got the clip?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Tonight's Levi's 501 original. It's Arian Foster out of San Diego. Open a philosophy store after he graduates.
It skips, but you heard it. He said he wants to open a philosophy store when he graduates.
That's crazy.
Levi's 501 original. It's Arian Foster out of San Diego. As we told you earlier, he is a philosophy major. Will open a philosophy store after he graduates.
What an idiot.
That's really good. I would go to your store.
Thanks, man.
He didn't follow up after you said that?
No, we laughed because I was like, I'm not with a philosophy store, and I think I said you can't do anything with a philosophy degree except for teach.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the ongoing joke about philosophy majors is you're just gonna teach it. There's nothing you can do with it.
I took one philosophy class, I think, in college, and on the first day of class, the professor was like, "Is this wall real?" And I was like, "Yeah, it sure is." He was like, "What tells you that?" I was like, "'Cause it's there." And then he proceeded to argue with the class about why the wall might not be real. And I'll be honest with you, I just checked out for the rest of that semester. I was like, I'll learn what you want me to learn and get a passing grade, but I'm not gonna do really anything.
Not engaged.
Not engaged. No.
Here's an article from the Columbus Dispatch when you Google Arian Foster philosophy store. NFL stars' views as religious non-believer draw little reaction. I would argue that's it's a paradox if you're writing an article about it saying it draws little reaction.
Lack of media coverage of Arian Foster's atheism surprising.
And then the first sentence is Arian Foster, star running back of the Houston Texans, sent ripples through the NFL this month when he came out as a non-believer in ESPN the magazine. That's dating you. Had a subscription though, loved ESPN the magazine.
Nice.
Though he is not exactly an atheist, Foster told reporter Tim Cowan that he shuns that label and believes in, quote, nothing. I believe that's the definition of atheist, but
that doesn't even sound like me either.
Wouldn't that be agnostic?
Me believing in nothing. No, well, see,
nihilism.
It's a quote.
Agnosticism is it's like a claim to knowledge. Like, I don't know. So you can be an agnostic atheist, technically. Like, I used to care about those labels, but now I don't really give a fuck. Like, call me whatever you want to call me. But like, there used to be a real distinction.
Everybody always says the same thing. You have to have faith, Foster says in the magazine. That's my whole thing. Faith isn't enough for me. For people who are struggling with that, they're nervous about telling their families or afraid of the backlash. Man, don't be afraid to be you. I was for years.
Facts.
So what other editorializing does this guy do about how come nobody's covering Arian Foster's atheism?
He quotes ESPN in the magazine. Speaking on NPR's Here and Now, sports commentator Mike Pesca said, I can't imagine this causing any sort of problem, even in the Texans locker room. He's just quoting all the media coverage about it. A Houston Chronicle headline summed it up this way. Arian Foster is an atheist, so what? This guy's just listing all the media coverage about it. This is the most insane headline I've ever seen.
Does he disagree with the premise that it wouldn't create a ripple?
I don't know. Chad Gibbs, author of God and Football, Faith and Fanaticism in the SEC, I'm interested in that book now.
Yeah, you should read that.
Says, I don't think it matters that Arian Foster came out as an atheist, certainly not in the NFL. If he's scoring touchdowns, fans and teammates wouldn't care if he said he worshiped the flying spaghetti monster. That's 100% true.
Mm-hmm. Probably convert a lot of people.
Yeah. I'd let Nico worship whatever he wants if he'd start throwing some touchdowns.
So no other editorializing from this guy. He never ties it together?
No, it just seems like he's quoting a bunch of people. Foster had the help of Openly Secular, an organization that encourages atheists, humanists, and other free thinkers to come out, and stood behind Foster as he went public. You remember your work with Openly Secular?
They asked if they wanted to interview me, yeah, and I think that's the network that I did it on, yeah. But I didn't. I was like, went to them like, man, how do I do this?
How do I tell my parents I'm atheist?
Oh,
yeah, I gotta be honest with you.
days.
I much prefer Clay Travis's writing.
That was well written. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, to this guy.
That was well written.
We have one more paradox to get to, the birthday paradox, and we're gonna do an experiment live here on Macrodosing because it seems like it is not something that should be true, but we're gonna try it out. So the birthday paradox, if you've ever heard of it. I think some schools do this in the classroom, but the general gist is that in a group of 24 people, random people, 2 or more will share the same birthday about 51% of the time. So you have a 50-50 chance of 2 people having the same birthday in a group of 24 people. Doesn't make sense because there's 365 days in a year. You would think that the odds would be much, much worse than that. So we are going to get 24 people in here until we'll stop at 24. But if somebody tells us ahead of time before we get to 24, then we will consider this challenge, I guess, won by the paradox. So it's macrodosing versus paradoxes. So let's open up the doors. Okay, we're going to try out the birthday paradox live right here, right now. We've got people starting to line up outside. Real quick, go around the room, say your birthday, January 31st. And someone, can we keep track of this?
I'm writing them down.
Okay, 131.
May 4th.
August 24th.
May 2nd.
June 16th.
Hang on. August 24th. May 2nd.
June 16th. Come on, fucking numbers guy.
I got him.
And so have the people come in.
Mincy walked in here. I had to stop him.
I'm gonna
Okay.
fix the cameras really quick. but-
They'll just say their name.
And their birthday.
Can they come into your guys' room? I think that'd be the fastest way to do it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's easy.
Actually. That works really
Okay,
well.
just say their name and their birthday.
Okay.
Oh, Mincy left.
Oh, so we have nobody lined up out there.
He had important things to do. He had an appointment that he must not be late for. So yeah, Arian, the birthday paradox
All right, let's just go ahead. Hit it.
is
Hit me with it.
that birthday paradox is that if you ask a shockingly small amount of people, I believe in any group of 24 people, 2 or more were born on the same day.
50% chance.
My name is Tate. My birthday is January 16th.
Thanks,
White
Taylor.
Kanye. White
Thank you,
Kanye,
Tate.
what up, dog?
No, that's Nate. This is
Oh.
Tate.
Yeah, different.
Oh,
They can't
shit.
hear.
Very
They
different
don't have
guys.
their headphones in. You're good though.
Damn.
Thank you,
Yeah, I
Tate.
can't see him. My fault.
No, you just have to say your name and your birthday.
I wonder who this could be.
All right, my name is Mincy, and my birthday is May 31st.
Okay. Cool. I thought it'd be June 19th.
Good one.
Liam Blotman, August 5th, 1998.
What up, Blut?
Thank you, Blutman. 2 thumbs up from Blutman.
How's his
We're getting a lot of the
vibe?
same months.
How many people we have so far?
Is this the classroom birthday thing?
Yes.
Paradox.
Or you have, yeah? Okay. October 22nd.
And your name is?
Your name.
No. Evan.
It's
It's
Ebo.
Ebo. That's
Oh,
Ebo.
Psycho.
Thank you.
All right, so how many is that?
9.
We're at 9, okay.
Gotten a lot of Mays, a lot of Augusts, a couple Januaries.
Ella Griff, my birthday is March 5th.
Thank you. That's it.
Year?
Nope.
Okay. Hannah Montoya, my birthday is April 1st.
Oh.
Okay. Is that a psych?
Yeah, is that a psych?
Is that real?
Is that real?
No, it's real.
Okay.
I like how we told them to come in one at a time,
Thank you.
and the TikTok girls came in.
Well, yeah,
together.
they're 2 for 1.
Yeah, we're one.
That's it. That was all. Will you get more? Will you just send more people in?
Yeah, you guys
Thank
are
you.
very pretty also.
Oh, so
Oh,
do you.
thanks.
Girls are so nice.
So nice. I love them.
All right, come here. Name and your
Everyone's
birthday.
so concerned. Like,
Name?
Yeah.
Cody, July 25th.
yep.
All right.
Just send some more people in if you see them.
All right, how many people we got so far?
12.
Name and your birthday.
Paige Pullman, March 13th.
Okay. Perfect.
Name and birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Walker, February 10th.
Neve Kremen, August 1st.
We're getting a lot of the same numbers, not the
Mhm.
same
Yeah.
ones.
Is that 15?
We're at 15 right now.
Got to hit one soon.
How many do we need?
It says 23.
23
27.
is the...
Oh, need 8 more.
If you have 24, then the odds of 2 or more being born on the same day are 27 out of 50.
You want to hear something even more nuts?
Yeah.
The probability of 2 people having the same PIN on their bank account is 1 in 10,000. It would only take a group of 119 people, however, to have the odds be in favor of 2 people having the same PIN.
That is nuts.
We got Bob. Say your name and your birthday in the mic.
Bob, August 22nd.
All right.
Thank you.
We're getting a lot of Augusts. We have the 22nd and
A
24th.
lot of Christmas babies.
Yeah, be fucking in December, dog.
Yeah.
Cuddle season.
Say your name and your birthday.
Tyler, May 15th.
That's it. Good.
Man, we're hammering May and August.
Colton Judd Jones, October 1st, 1996.
Blake, July 18, 2000.
2000.
Lucas,
Baby.
May 9th,
God
2001.
May 9th.
I mean, we are just
We're dancing around it.
just throwing darts all over May and August.
I mean, how frustrating it would be, though, if Big Cat came in and we didn't know and he said January 30th.
Say your name and your
We
birthday.
missed by one day.
My mic.
Corey Rutledge, 10/23/84.
We have October 22nd and 23rd.
Good. If you see anyone else, just send them in.
No.
No, it's not.
It's an experiment. It's an experiment, Corey.
Tell him to give us his bank pin too.
Yeah.
We have 21, so
we need 3 more.
Say your name and your birthday.
Wonton Don, June 16th, 1987.
Oh, wait.
That's it.
Oh,
that's it.
Damn.
That's it.
Wait, do you want to keep going because we already knew this one?
Yeah. We'll
oh,
just.
I forgot that we knew that.
Pug.
We'll fill out a couple more.
Say your name and your birthday.
Pug, November 11.
Thank you.
11/11.
Pug.
Pug.
You're good.
That's it. No, Jack.
Jack, September 20th.
Just say your name and your birthday.
Rudy, February 13th.
Oh, yeah. Valentine's Day.
Fazoli, October 27th.
Tom, December 22nd.
It seems like we failed the initial.
Matt, February 8th.
Oh, we got everyone.
Danny, September 4th. Dave, October 30th.
Hello. Memes, March 3rd.
Thank you. Still.
Okay. I think we have enough, right?
Yeah.
Right?
So we
Right,
can.
Big T?
Can we cut the experiment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did find one. The Wonton Don and Mackenzie share a birthday.
Problem is, we knew that going in.
We did it.
But it doesn't.
I did not know that. I
It
did not
doesn't.
know that.
I mean, it doesn't make the paradox less real that we knew.
That's true.
So if you look at how you get there, the probability that the birthdays of 2 individuals will not coincide is 364 out of 365, because there are 364 chances and 365 of the birthdays being different. The probability that a third person will have a different birthday from the first 2 is 363 out of 365. For a fourth person, 362 out of 365, and you keep going down until you get to the 24th person, at which case the probability is 342 out of 365. And then to figure out the probability that all 24 persons have different birthdays, you have to multiply all those probabilities together, and the result is a fraction that reduces to 23 out of 50. How about that? Math. That's more of math than it is a paradox. I guess it's a paradox because you wouldn't think. You would think that it would be, you would have to have 365 people.
It's not dissimilar from the 2049 is closer than 1996 type deal.
Yeah, you want to feel old.
Yeah.
This is like want to feel old. All right, that's a birthday paradox. Okay, one last thing before we go on macrodosing today. Mackenzie.
Are we going to talk about it?
Mackenzie is on the market. Are we not talking about this, Mackenzie?
I don't know what you're talking. What are we talking about?
The dating show.
How do you not know?
Oh. I was like
What-
completely
what-
out of context.
what-
I
what
wasn't
did you
sure.
think I was-
No, I have no idea. I had no idea.
I'm still out the loop.
Mackenzie's doing a dating show. Or dating
word?
do you want to call it a dating show or a dating contest?
Either one works.
Okay. So
Are you trying to get dudes to spit at you, or how
Huh?
what do you mean?
To
I
talk-
don't dating
to talk to
contest.
you.
So
It's going to be a dating show on the Yak.
On the Yak, yeah. They did it with one of our male coworkers. in the fall.
Yes.
So now I'm the bachelorette.
So Mackenzie is the bachelorette.
Yeah, it's basically like the Bachelorette, but on the yak.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. You having dudes.
Yeah, apply.
Yeah, they're applying.
Yeah, spit at you means like holla at you.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
And you can apply.
Say hello in your general.
They'll be hollering.
You can apply now. And me and other women at Barstool will be vetting the applications as to not have any freakazoids come at my girl.
Okay,
There will
so
be, unfortunately.
Mackenzie, are you screening at all, or is this left up to your friends?
I think it's left up to them.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
only know about them through like the prompts that we give them after the girls pick the final like
25 or something.
contestants.
Gotcha. And where can they apply?
I think it's coming out today, so it'll be out if you're listening to this now.
Okay.
It's going to be a like Google Doc link that the Yak will put out at some point later today.
Okay, we'll put it out too.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Mad Dog, I don't know if I can. There was some mischief, or there was a mischievous response from you right there. We were like, "Oh yeah, we are."
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I want Mackenzie to find her husband on the show.
It'd be
Yeah?
so funny.
It'd be so awesome. I also
Now wait, you're scaring the bros.
Yeah, no, we're just looking for a chill hangout.
Let's just say like it would be wonderful if she found somebody and they had a good time, and then maybe the relationship progresses.
Totally.
But like the name of the show is not like I want to be Mackenzie's husband.
That's also true.
Okay.
But who wouldn't?
Yeah. You should apply if you're thinking about it. You should apply, and if you're a weirdo,
Or if you're a girl that listens to the show and you know somebody that is a male that would be good for it, apply them.
what about like a super super hot chick?
Like, would you go gay?
Like that's for women. That's not gay. Like,
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like every woman would be like, "Yeah, I'm not gay," but I mean,
But like she's
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can apply. We'll put that link out as well.
Yes, yep.
Are you afraid of Mad Dog being too strict or not strict enough with the screening process?
I'd say she's gonna like veer on the side of too strict, which I think is good.
That's probably.
I think
good.
they all will. All the girls. I
No one's good enough for Mike McKenzie.
Yeah.
I trust them as a collective group to pick because it'll be like Kate, Megan, Madeline.
Is this an opportunity to go like on a date, or like how does this?
So
what's
it's a very unique process how they did it the first time, but the final 3 will come to the office and we'll do like a date in the office that'll be like live on the show, and then the finalist I'll go on a date with like outside of
Work.
Yeah, if they want to go on a date with me.
Yeah. They can also choose money, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do that this time because I said that would be actually the most embarrassing thing if they took the money. So.
Once again, though, no one would choose
Yeah,
money.
they wouldn't, but if they did, it'd be
Mackenzie
very,
Lozano
it'd be very funny.
Is a priceless gem that
Yeah.
you should be so lucky to get the chance to know.
Yeah, Mackenzie's the second box that could have $1 million in it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
So
okay.
nice.
Man said could have $1 million. That's crazy work, dog.
It's the paradox.
No, it's I get what you said. That's very nice.
All right, so Mad Dog, what are the general outlines and requirements that you're looking for?
Okay, so
or Mackenzie, if you want to answer too, but I feel like Mad Dog is into big time screening mode.
We went over this. Mackenzie and I went over this like all day yesterday, trying to figure out who we're trying to get for her. No Chiefs fans.
Yeah,
Okay.
no Chiefs fans.
So,
No Chiefsaholic.
Deal breaker.
Chiefsaholic is listen.
He's in jail, isn't he?
Yeah, but that might be the best boyfriend to have ever.
A jail boyfriend.
Where it's like you only see them when you want to see them.
Yeah.
True. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
And you know he's
Well,
not.
But you did say no felons. So
I did say no felons. Yes.
that kind of leaves him out.
All right.
But yeah, no Chiefs fan. I think we want someone who is employed.
Yes.
We do. We definitely do.
Yes.
We don't want someone who's a smoker. That is an
Okay.
out.
Correct.
Good relationship with his family.
Okay, it's important.
Yeah.
What if his family's a piece of shit and he decided to sever ties? I don't think that's a good one.
But then there's an explanation for that.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, rank these in order of importance. Employed, good looking, Tall, funny.
Oh, wow. Okay, funny number 1.
Wow. Funny but no job.
Yeah. I'd say, well, funny, employed, good looking. What was the last one?
Tall.
Yeah, tall.
Short kings are welcome in this process.
Well,
Oh.
well, short, like,
I mean,
Wait, no,
no. It's just
you
like
you don't speak for
everyone
yeah.
is taller than me, so I really have no legs to stand on. No pun intended.
Okay.
But
neither does he.
yeah, apparently. Like I'd prefer a taller person, but I can't really like. I don't have.
What is taller?
Again, this is where like I don't.
Like 6'1"?
No. Like, yes, but that's not like the minimum.
Minimum height. This was a roller coaster.
I
for the
think
dating
yesterday
show.
I said 5'7".
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
I
Great,
mean,
great, good. Yeah.
Minimum.
Man said if this was a roller coaster,
Can they ride?
Yeah.
you have to be this tall to ride this ride.
Yeah. Open to, wants to have children.
Yes.
If you want, I can just stand outside.
And they have to be.
Yeah, that actually could work.
I think Arian would be a great addition to this show. Maybe if they had to go through a one-on-one with Arian.
A one-on-one what?
Like, what are your intentions with my podcast producer?
Oh, yeah. I can shake him down.
Yeah.
For sure.
A couple of our guy friends have said that, like, they need to, like, kind of go through the ringer of, like, the men in her life.
Mm-hmm.
You would be a much needed additive to that list.
Absolutely. I will shake him down.
Yeah. Like, have a shotgun, like, over your shoulder, like, what are you trying
like
to do
the
with
dad
Mama
at prom.
with Mama Mackenzie?
So no
Why do I have a
Chiefs
southern
fans.
accent and you're
I don't know.
You're Southern.
Yeah.
What about like college sports fans? Are there any specific fan bases you want to avoid?
Probably like, I don't know. Like a while ago, I would have said Michigan or Ohio State, but now I know a lot of Michigan and Ohio State fans that I'm like okay with.
Yeah.
I would say just no crazy fans, like extreme.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody that like names themselves after a school. Or anything.
Right.
Right. Like, I don't know who that could be.
I didn't name myself.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah.
It was
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
It was recently departed Caleb and Roan.
Oh, really?
I believe.
Called you Big T?
Caleb, when I was an intern, one of the interns kept like stealing his chair. And he was like, I hate all those fucking interns that sit over there, except the guy who always wears the Tennessee stuff. He's fine. And then later in the conversation, Roan said something about Big Tennessee. And that's where it came from.
Fascinating. I did not know that.
Either.
Origins of Big T. I did not know either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come up with that on my own. That'd be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you came up with your own nickname, I'd say that's kind of fucking
Red flag. That's
Yeah.
absolutely red flag.
Yes.
Yeah, red flag.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, like
No self nicknames.
I don't know who here did that, but
I did not come up with that as a nickname.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you certainly did.
Not as a nickname.
Okay, just as the thing that you were addressed as.
It was
Just your
Give it a
username.
stage name. It's a stage name.
yeah. It was a character online. It was not.
Semantics.
Well, it's interesting because I think you can find articles that were written by both sides, by two different people. I am a paradox.
Interesting.
I contain multitudes.
Yeah.
I also, I feel like using PFT as like a nickname isn't right yet. It is like a stage name because it's not like people who know you as like Eric in real life would be like, oh, my buddy, like PFT.
Well, Eric's dead.
Sorry.
Yeah. RIP.
Because don't they, what do they call you? Leg?
Yeah, I got a million nicknames. Leg.
Where's that come from?
I don't know if we can say that on a family show. Solly.
Yeah.
Easy. And that's pretty much it.
But like, yeah, I guess I would consider PFT more of a stage name than a nickname.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
How y'all have? Okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say how y'all have them in your phone. Like, what do you have them in your phone as?
PFT.
PFT.
Yeah.
What do you have him as?
I think it's PFT.
But I also have Big T
Yeah.
as Big T in my phone.
Do you still have Big Chai?
No, yeah, I I changed it back. It was like that for a good couple months, but after a while, I was like, I don't say it enough. It's not sticking.
Yeah. But yeah, apply to Mackenzie's dating show.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Be
very
normal.
excited. Yeah, please.
It's like next week, right? Or the week after?
Yeah, I think it's in 2 weeks. Like a week and a half, I'd say.
Yeah, apply to the show. Mackenzie's great.
Thank you.
She's a wonderful person.
Thank you.
And if you're cool and you're normal
Yeah, be chill.
and you're worthy
If you're
of
a
Mackenzie.
professional athlete,
Yeah.
those are welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you resemble something like a Brady Quinn type, please.
That's your ideal?
Yeah.
Your ideal male?
Would that be anyone's ideal? Yeah, I think so.
Brady Quinn?
Yes,
All right.
I do.
Preferably
Well, yeah.
in the professional athletics space as well.
Yes.
But you better be good enough for her.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
else we're going to have words.
Yeah.
And we will hear about it if you're not.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week on Macrodosing. Real quick, going around the room, who you guys got? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Washington Commanders.
I have Commanders.
I do have
Outright.
them winning.
Okay.
Commanders.
Agree.
Wait. No, we can't do this.
Oh, because someone needs to pick the Bucks.
Yeah, you can't have the logos.
Bucks.
Okay. I also picked the Commanders. Can we make a graphic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they do, like when they set the desk at the sports show and everybody picks one team, then the other team wins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
pick
Put
the
the
Bucks
put
for
the
you.
put the Bucks in
We're
quotation.
we're putting Madeline.
That's so fucked up that Mad
I
Dog
know.
picked the Bucks.
I still believe in Baker Mayfield, even though
Yeah.
It's that Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, got it. That makes sense. All right, we'll see you guys next week on Nano Dosing on Monday. Can we put out the voicemail? We'll do.
Yeah. Let's get back to our roots.
Yeah, I want to hear from the Macrodosians
Yeah.
out there.
Miss you guys.
So, what's the number again?
347-560-0401.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys.
On it.